fucking hand out of my face. Out.
Ring, 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 hello, simps, and also virgins.
God damn it.
And welcome back to Krown's magical Perturbation Cave.
The Perturbation Cave is back. No, welcome back to Krown's Crypto Cave. No, welcome back to the Era Krown channel. No, welcome back to just this fucking weird-ass place that we have over here on the internet. Who knows where the fuck you just ended up today, because it is a... Oh, Jesus Christ. We got some Christmas lights in the background right now. It actually looks really, really pretty. Hey, happy holiday season, by the way. It's a little bit too early for that, but that's okay. I'm going to turn off the alerts for right now because we need to focus down in on what's most important, not these goddamn shitty coins, but we have some very important business to be getting into on Bitcoin and some of the other majors as well. So with that said, I do want to wish you a happy and healthy start to this nice little Friday morning over here from Helsinki, Finland. I have to remember where I'm at. Nice and cold, but it's all good because we got warm clothes, and more importantly, we got plenty to prepare for realistically for this next week to come, because we do have today obviously CME weekly closure, and we had yesterday a big 5-day closure for spot price action, which is really going to set in the tone for the next couple weeks to come for the general direction here. And Bitcoin's kind of at a major precipice, meaning that if Bitcoin fails to essentially continue from this $60,000 base over the next, I'd even say next like 5 days, then it's correction time rather than continuation time. But I'm still leaning toward continuation overall. And with that in mind, let's now put the focus on the Krown Chain application, which we found at app.krownchain.net. And I see out of the corner of my eye that we already have 253 likes on this video. That is insane. That is absolutely insane, you savages. I really do appreciate that. Really does help the channel, obviously. And of course, you know, if it's organic, then I'm all the more for it. And massive thank you for that. Anyways, what else do we see on the top end dashboard over here that is worth commenting on? Yes, Bitcoin dominance remaining steady and slightly trending up. So I do believe that whether you're bullish or bearish on Bitcoin, we very likely are looking at the next Armageddon beginning for many altcoin Bitcoin pairings. Now, not all of them, obviously. There are certainly several strong ones which will not fall under that umbrella, but I do believe in general it is going to be time to be looking at Bitcoin to soak up a lot of this market, as we do operate off of what would be a macro high or low in this case. On top of that, fear and greed index also at a 77, which is again not anything too crazy right now. The market's not getting super exuberant. It's also not getting super fearful, obviously. But more importantly with that, you know, if this were in the 90s or at least 85 plus, I would be a little bit more concerned, except for right now, you know, it's still, you know, more or less manageable, especially with the whole notion that Bitcoin's basically at all-time highs as far as I'm concerned. If you're looking at like a weekly closing basis, it certainly is. Anyways, top 10 best coins. Do we have any big winners of the last 24 hours? Yeah, we do. Decentraland, yet again. Mina, no one's ever requested that one ever, I don't think. Algorand, Sandbox, Cadena, Horizon, all very common ones for the winners list. And Zcash and Litecoin, that's a bit concerning, but that's okay. Well, maybe not. Anyways, let's go into the market data tab. A couple of very interesting things over here that I think are particularly standing out, and that would be the global funding rate, which has had a pretty much full-on reset down to 0.0114%. Now, keep in mind that, you know, 0.1% is pretty much par for the course. That's what you expect when, you know, basically nothing's going on. And in this case, you know, that would obviously be a little bit more favoring towards boo laws here, as we've seen the funding rates essentially, or financing is a better way to understand that, essentially reset, as Bitcoin is, I mean, still above $60,000, which is kind of fucking crazy, man. Just 1 year ago, I think we were like at what, 13, 14,000 bucks. Perspective, my friends, perspective indeed, as we get super greedy into this bull market territory. Anyways, the global leverage ratio and also the global open interest have taken a nice dump-ola, as we expected. Hate saying that terminology right there, but you know, what goes up must come down in these cases. And with Bitcoin essentially holding especially above 63,500, I do look at this as more or less good as the leverage starts to unwind from this market. But the question is that a complete statement? No, it is not, because we need to understand, is this being soaked up with spot buying or not? And if it is, well, then we should be able to see it on CBDs over here. And what do we see on the hourly? We do see that spot is actually on the buy side for the market, for the market side, meaning that they are being a little more aggressive, specifically Coinbase, actually, as you do see them kind of lift off ever since, I suppose this was right before the end of the day, my time over here in Finland, so probably around market close or a little bit before market close for you over there in the Western Hemisphere. More importantly, we do see that perps, again, those leverage positions are massively on the net, on the net market sell right there, net negative 13.02 billion. That is so what's it called? Leverage positions are being a lot more aggressive, marketing to the downside, and more importantly with that, we see that a lot of positions are being essentially added at an average price likely less than $65,000, because we can actually, document where this is coming in from. And if we go back to when this really started off of that good old dumpola, that was right around here. That was about 3 a.m. my time. And where was price action during that time? Let's actually go into the charts right here, right now. 3 a.m. Let me just line it up. Hey, let me get down to an hourly. Hold on, here we go. Should be able to be finding it rather easily. Yeah, it'd be right around here. So $65,000, about an average price, maybe a little bit less than that in this case. Anyways, now, of course, what matters most, actual price action. And what do we have right here? Looks to me like we have a bit of a setup for a potential Bart-Ola going on. Now, what is a Bart-Ola? Well, if you've been here ever since, ever since 2018, you are very familiar with this. You are very familiar indeed. And what is it essentially? Essentially, prints in this case, a bearish distribution pattern, which we have right here. I mean, it's just a nice lull at the lows. Looks pretty nasty, especially if you're coming in from traditional markets. It took me a long time to kind of adjust to this. Very likely comes down, grinds up against our last little major area, especially around that wick low that we did see from just a couple days prior, that being the 10th of November. Anywhere around this blue box is fair game, 63,500 to just under $64,000, and then very likely does pop back on up. Now, if you see something like that, that would be a very, 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 very good signal. However, it is not complete in and of itself. We have the same sort of setup as we did yesterday. If you're looking at the hourly right here, need to see an hourly closure above 65,500. That would look very, very good, obviously, for forcing up momentum oscillators and also breaking the short-term range to the upside, and well, implying a move at minimum back up to about 66,500 or so. That is obviously where the next sort of medium-term range does come in, but I don't actually have it identified right there because I don't want my charts to get like too messy here. But more importantly, we can go over here to momentum oscillators, and you will see that on a 4-hour closure above 65,250, we will see 4-hour Stokes actually pop back on up. Not only that, but they'd also be fulfilling this trend line test from our 28th of October lows, and more recently our 6th of November lows, and then it'd be the same thing right here. And you can see this on price action getting this low right here, and presumably, well, hopefully for the Bulas, this low right here, if that does come to fruition. So again, if you are looking at this right now and trading the lower term timeframes, which I actually do think that there's a shit ton of opportunity on right now, and that's kind of where everything's going on for the last couple of days. More importantly, probably haven't had too many setups if you're not actually trading these timeframes, but ultimately, to kind of wrap up my thoughts, I do think that this is a high, a high probability, or at least not necessarily a high probability, but a strong likelihood, or a strong candidate. Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. A strong candidate on a potential BART setup right here. So again, very likely comes down, makes a slightly new low below this wick low right here. Anywhere around the blue box territory is fair game. And then if you see a quick buyback on up and you see a closure, especially above 65,500, even on an hourly, I'd say that is essentially my signal to myself, and I'd be looking for a general continuation move back up to the top side of our prior medium-term range, which is actually not 66,500. Sorry, I got that wrong earlier. It's more like actually just around 67,000 bucks. At that point, things would obviously start to look really, really good and would bleed into the medium and higher term timeframes, of which we can reference over here with the 12-hour Stokes actually going to turn back up above 67,500. So I don't think that we're doing anything like too interesting today, but we do see that this will fulfill a trend line test, not on the next closure, but on the one after that, most likely. And then if we go over here to the daily, we actually will see daily Stokes turn back up. So daily momentum oscillator would turn back up in the bullish control zone, more importantly, with any sort of a closure above 66,900 or so. So that'd be right in the same vein as well. Now, here's the thing. We did have a very big day yesterday, a very big day indeed. And that was what? That was the 5-day closure over here on spot price action. And what happened with it? Well, what happened with it is what didn't happen with it. And what didn't happen with it? We did not close above the topside Toronto band in this case. Now, is that a death sentence in and of itself? Absolutely fucking not. It's still a more bullish setup than not, but it would have made things a lot easier for the next 5 to 10 days, calling new all-time highs, very likely to 75,000, maybe even more, if we would have closed over the topside Toronto band. In this case right here, obviously we did not. And again, I am more or less going to be biased towards the Bula side, especially as long as the low-term time frame is above about 63,500. But we should now put the focus on the most important thing happening the soonest, which is going to be CME weekly closure today at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. And for what it's worth right now, this does not look fucking good. So we do expect that if Bitcoin Bullers are going to kind of pick it up from here, probably within this next 24 to 36 hours, or are, I mean, if you're going off a CME, less than that, 15 hours and 15 minutes and 7 seconds, actually. Really don't want to see it close something resembling this. I'd want to see it close, you know, preferably above 66,000 bucks by end of day. If you see something like that on CME, I'd essentially have the same interpretation as what I was looking for on spot, 5-day spot yesterday, and that would look very, very good for the next, you know, few weeks here, coming into the end of November, and likely looking at, you know, well, very likely, extremely likely new all-time highs, and probably, you know, 75,000 plus if that were to happen. But for right now, if CME does close something like this, that would be rather cautionary. If CME closes especially below 63,500, that would be not just cautionary, that would be actionable in my opinion, and very likely get another move down below 60,000 bucks, actually, probably somewhere around 58,000 bucks, and then I want to come back to it after that. But for right now, it's a long day left to go. A lot can happen in 15 hours and 49 minutes and 17 seconds. But if we do close like this, this will not be interpreted as great for the boo laws, if you will. Anyways, what else can we do while we are here? What? Oh, pin the message. All right, let me just pull it up over here. Need to wait for my YouTube to update right there. Did you post it? Okay, you posted. All right, it should be there then relatively soon. Just 1 second as we do address the old pinned message. There we go, found it. All right, nice one, and there it is, pinned for eternity. All right, sweet. So we are, what, 22 minutes into this video. Do I want to do a little bit more with this? Sure, why not? There, I see it pop up over there. Nice one. Anyways, let's go back into the short-term timeframes right over here, and let's go over to CME, by the way, and see if there's any signals building up right now, of which we do see a couple things of interest. We do see that 4-hour RSI is actually a lot more short-term bearish than not. However, that is not a breakdown signal. I need to see a closure, a full-on closure below 63,500. If that does happen, then I would be looking for, well, I would be looking for Bitcoin to, at minimum, fill the gap that we saw from 5th of November, actually. That would be all the way down to about 61,500. Anywhere between there and 61,000 bucks, I would be looking for bounces along this region. It would also, you know, technically still be within the context of this uptrending slope that we have right there. Not that I really trust those things too much, but hey, fair enough. You know, might as well throw it out there because it would be good confluence. Anyways, again, if Bitcoin does start to really come back down below this level, and more importantly, close below it, while I would be looking for bounces around this region, I don't think that there'd be anything more than that. I do believe that Bitcoin would work its way once again back down somewhere around 58,000 to 59,000 bucks, and that could potentially be the next sort of base being set up. Until then, though, today is a very, very important day. I know that many people, you know, around the YouTube and Twitter lands like to throw out that sort of, you know, hefty terminology quite often, but I want to say that very emphatically. Actually, you know, today actually is quite an important day. I'd say at most, if you really want to be conservative, then maybe into Monday. But I do believe that if things are going to, you know, flip back around, it very likely does happen today. Salvage the CME weekly closure and then set it up for the next, you know, basically end of next couple weeks into the end of the month for a very, 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 very nice run. Of course, should always reflect upon the higher term timeframes here, of which I'm still very much bullish on. Of course, our bi-monthly closure, which did close above the top side Toronto band, most importantly. And as long as we do have that, I do look at this as trend continuation, because quite literally it is. We do have closing new all-time highs, and not only that, we also have a higher low at the same time. So that must be continuation by definition. Closing above the top side Toronto band does imply that volatility is expanding. We also do see that on the daily BBWP as well, as you should. And more importantly, it is getting, it's actually not getting above the moving average on CME just yet. Did it get above on spot? Yes, it did. And the moving average is positively sloped. We would like to see it on CME as well, but usually that should be good enough anyways. So the long term still very much biased towards the upside. The question is, you know, where do we find this next higher low? If you're bullish, you're very likely looking pretty much right around here. If you're bearish, you're not looking for any higher lows. You're looking for lower lows, and you're looking for probably move back down to 58 to 59,000 bucks in the next week or so. Anyways, with that said, is there anything else that I'm missing here? Do we see any obvious momentum oscillators? I'm looking at 4-hour Joule right now, and we are kind of coming into a little bit of a bouncy zone. Is it consistent on CME? Actually, yes, CME's already lost its downside curvature. Well, not necessarily its downside curvature, but it's lost its downside signal, more importantly. So let's see, when's this next closure? 45 minutes. I really do want to check back on that in the next 45 minutes here, just to kind of follow up on it. I imagine the hourly's kind of already flip-flopping around and actually setting up for a little bit of a potential long signal, but not supported by DMI, so that's not really enough for myself. Same thing on the buy early as well, more of a bear setup there than anything. So fair enough. Really trying hard to kind of find something that's more obvious right here. The only thing that I see that's obvious right now is just that Bitcoin very obviously on the short-term timeframes does look, does look nasty here, and that does open up the possibilities of a bit of a BART price action. So I would be looking again for very likely one more wick to the downside, somewhere around our lows from earlier this week, and then if the bounce is good, if you see the bounce get brought back on up, especially above 65,500, then that would look extremely good. I would be very confident and very comfortable calling a major daily low right there and targeting moves back up to the prior highs and beyond, probably later this month. Essentially, that would look all good in the hood. Anyways, I'm going to take a sip of this water. I see that there's now almost 600 likes on this video. That is insane. I think that's we're fucking accelerating the moon and beyond right now, baby. Holy shit! Oh my god, man, this is just getting. Play this song. We're not on the moon right now, sir. You can't just play the moon song at any moment in time. You can only play the moon song when you're on the goddamn moon. Otherwise, you destroy the moon song. Obviously, Elsa doesn't get the nuances, okay? Finnish people, they don't understand nuance. They just understand computer language. They talk like this. Okay, yes, you have very good day, sir. We have great water. Like shit like that, man. That's what I deal with on a day-to-day basis, okay? Try making friends in a country like that. It's like as soon as I moved here, never gonna have a male friend ever again. So. Apologies, but I really needed that water right there. All right, cool. Also want to say welcome to all the people from Elliot Trades channel and just from across the web. You found yourself into a very, very bizarre place, a very bizarre and somewhat reckless corner of the internet, but you're more than welcome here. Just understand that, sometimes our language can be a little bit more colorful. It's just never intended to offend, obviously. I mean, why would you? I mean, it's the fucking internet, by the way. Then again, don't tell that to some people in the comment section. God damn, man. People can get very, very mean there, man. Anyways, let's see what we got going on over here. I'm going to pull up the chats right now. I'm going to turn on the alerts and let's see what we got. Brandon Harden is number 1 today, and he's looking at Shitscoin, Phil USD. Okay, so symbol Phil. This is Filecoin, I believe. Let's see what we got right here. Looks very similar to Bitcoin on the lower term timeframes, and you include, oh yes, you did include a time frame. Nice one, sir. Daily, and we have a laggard of a shitcoin, baby. We have a laggard of a shitcoin. What is this one doing right here? Well, very likely does probably hug this bottom side trend line yet again. I wouldn't necessarily get too excited about it, even on the short, even on like the more medium term time frame ranges right here, as long as you're below, especially $69.5. Great number right there, by the way. Daily closure above there, I would be looking for this one to reclaim somewhere right around 85, maybe $90, and then long term I'd get very excited above 115, or sorry, not 115, but 113.87 in this case. Of course, there is an invalidation on this one. That would be a daily closure below 57 and an 85. If that happens, send this one back down to the depths of hell. Do I think that that's what's happening right here? Probably not. Again, very low volatility on the daily. As this one does contract into what would be a higher low, I'm going to be a lot more biased towards an upside resolution on this. Just, it's a laggard, man. It's moving a lot more slow like molasses, and that is not a sign of strength overall. Probably going to take some time if I had to guess, but hopefully that's helpful. And there you go, sir. What's up, Moose Down Under? Oh, nice. You know some Finnish. You actually know a little bit more than me. Kiitos, paljon. That nice, sweet. Did you Google that, or did you actually know that? Because that's actually rather impressive. I know 3 words in Finnish, actually 4, and one of them you cannot say on the interwebs. Anyways, 1 USD. This is Harmony 1. We can actually record this one, more importantly, because at least I recall that I had a decent setup coming into yesterday. Yeah, and it still does. As long as you're holding above that 24.25 cent region, I think it's more or less fine, to be honest with you. Question is, do we come back down and test around there? Well, let's go down to lower term timeframes over here. Actually, even the short-term timeframes kind of hug in this area, so fair enough. Let's record this one. I think this one's rather interesting. Here we have Harmony 1 symbol ONE versus the dollar, and the short-term time frame range that we spoke about yesterday actually still holding right here, even though it does look rather weak. I don't think it's a death sentence to lose this 27.87 cent region. 4-hour closure below there, however, and I would be looking for this one to tap into what would be the daily range, which is somewhere down around just about a quarter, and I would be looking for it at minimum a bounce right around there, and I'm bullish on this one, or at least buy towards an upside resolution long term, in this case probably to new all-time highs, 42 cents and beyond, as long as you do hold above the 25-cent region on a daily closure. With that in mind, I wouldn't necessarily be looking for that next move to the upside towards, in this case, I believe new all-time highs. Let me just double check. Yes, indeed, it would be new all-time highs until you actually do close a daily or even just trade back above your 9th of November highs. Obviously, that's a little bit more of an aggressive way of doing things, but even conservatively above 33 cents, there is some edge on that as a long-term area. More importantly, as we do see, let's actually see what we got going on right here, as Fibonacci extensions would be suggesting Kind of a similar move right there. And then long term probably does find its way towards 50 cents if that condition were met. Question is, how likely is that to happen sooner rather than later? Well, let's go look at BBWP over here. Still kind of hugging on the lows right here. However, I really don't look at this as, going into expansive territory. In this case, obviously implying an actual breakout or, it could be a breakdown as well. But until we do see the actual BBWP get above the moving average and it gets a positive slope. And that's usually going to take some time for it to kind of bottom out over here as we typically do see. So I wouldn't be surprised to see this one essentially just trades out between about a quarter and 33 cents for, could take another few weeks, and then very likely have an upside resolution, assuming that it does hold 25 cents. Below 25 cents, big problems. Probably looking at big moves down below 20 cents, somewhere around to 18 to 19 cents if that were to happen. But hopefully that was helpful. And there you go for Harmony. Looks like a waiting game, sir. All right, sweet. Fuck Ro, there he is. What's up, man? Luna USD. Yep, today and weekends. Okay, so you think that oh, well, whatever. Okay, so I'm guessing from your comment that you are asking what the analysis would be over the next few days here, essentially. That would be the same thing as asking an analysis of the 12-hour, which is an easier way for me to understand that. But I think I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying at least. Let's see. What do we have right here? Short-term down. Short-term down. I actually would be looking for this one to come down to 45 bucks or so. We do see some phantom drives of bearish evidence right on over here. If that does confirm in the next 5 hours, 29 minutes and 1 second, then yeah, I would be looking for that move down somewhere around about 45.5 to 46 bucks. Very likely a bounce there. I'm not bearish on this one long term. This is obviously a very good chart long term. You do have an uptrend pretty much available to you as long as you're especially above 43 bucks. So it's really not in any major danger long term. Major danger. Good alliteration right there. Sorry, not alliteration, but rhyme. Yeah. Anyways, all higher term time frame still bullish on this one, so I'm not too worried about it. Just short term looking like a little bit of downside actually. Should we record this one? I think we should. Here we have Terra Luna symbol LUNA versus the dollar, and it looks a little bit of short-term sloppy toppy right here. Is it actionable in and of itself just yet? I don't know necessarily. Let me actually get this properly for the 4-hour time frame right here. Any sort of a break below our last closing structure, which would be about 48 and a quarter in this case, I would be looking for next move down, and in this case I would be looking at next move down somewhere around just below 46 bucks. Now keep in mind long term this one's still good, and in fact I'll just rechart it for our higher term time frames here as it's just been in a general uptrend, so kind of just chugging its way along, I suppose. But again, as long as this one's above about 43 bucks, it does hold its long-term uptrend. All higher term time frames obviously still bullish. Here's your bi-weekly, here's your weekly. I mean, all of these are good long-term. Question is how much do we come down short-term alongside Bitcoin likely testing the bottom side of its range? I do suspect somewhere around what was it exactly? Somewhere around about 46 is fair game, and I would be looking for bounces around there. Volatility contracting again into what would be a bit of a higher low. This one's been contracting for a long time, so it just kind of trudges its way upwards and onwards, so can certainly afford a pullback right here. Where would I invalidate that as an idea though? Well, I would invalidate it with a 4-hour closure back above your last little 4-hour lower high, which is not 42 but 52 bucks right there. Until then, I actually would be looking for this one to keel on over a little bit more short term, and then try for a higher low on your higher term time frame, specifically somewhere around that $46 number, and then come back to it after that, because again, long term I quite like this chart, especially as long as it's above about 43 bucks on a daily closure. So hopefully that was helpful, and there you go for Terra Luna, sir. D Patel 63 says, hey, cool man, thank you, I appreciate that, sir. Could your boy see your boy? It is I, your boy. XRP USD, sure man. We got one for the Ripple crew over here. What is the Ripple crew looking like? Let's record this one too. We haven't done one for the old Ripplers here. All right, here we have XRP versus the dollar. Looks like we did hit our 130. I think I had a 132 or 131 target from earlier this week. Looks like we hit it a few days ago, so that's good. Now what? Now what is the question as we do go into the lower term timeframes? It's very similar to Bitcoin. Short term timeframes do look a little bit more corrective. However, you do have your higher lows on your medium and higher term timeframes, especially as long as you're above 116.5. So this one can correct down there if it wants. I don't have any major issues with that. The thing is though, is that you are setting up into a pretty damn important weekly here, right? And any sort of a weekly closure on Sunday 8 p.m. Eastern time above 131 is going to look really, 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 really good for the long term. Now, I'm not making any comment on the underlying technology on this, on the fundamentals, anything like that. You know, I know that people are going to rip me to shreds on both sides of the camp. Like, people either love or hate Ripple. Look, I'm agnostic to this bullshit right here. But as far as the chart setup right here, what do we have? We have an uptrend. We have higher highs and higher lows, and a resolution above our last little swing high at about 131. And I would be looking for this one to work its way up to 160, 180, you know, the few weeks to follow that. Until then, I would caution with any sort of a daily closure below your last wick low, which is 112.5, so not necessarily 113 as I was postulating earlier, but 112.5. If that were to happen, I would be a lot more medium term bearish on this one, looking for moves probably back down to a buck even, and maybe even lower than that. But for right now, I give it the benefit of the doubt. Obviously, are we building up any sort of divergences here or anything to be aware of? No, in fact, not at least not yet. Go check it out from this angle just in case if there's anything that I'm currently missing. And what do we see? Daily stocks are down as long as below 129 and in a quarter. So that's probably not turning up today unless if it does have a nice little pump. Full hour is doing what? Is down as long as below 123.5, and hourly is doing what? Is down as long as below about 122. So even on the short-term timeframes, I wouldn't necessarily be looking for this one to green dildo its way back onto the heavens, especially as long as you're below your last little short-term range highs, which is about 124 and in some odd change right there. An hourly closure back above there, that's going to look good. That's going to look very good intraday, implying moves back up to 130 to 131 or so. Anyways, hopefully that's helpful. And there you go for Ripple Me Nipples, sir. Anyways, all right, we're going to do one for fucking Punklandia. You know what, Punklandia? You goddamn bastard, you lazy motherfucker, or as we just call them, French people. Sorry, man, but seriously, get your shit together and wake up early, baby. Anyway, that's where all the opportunities are, sir. We'll go look at fucking why are you trading SPY anyways? Well, I guess you are awake during that time. Yeah, of course you're awake during that time. Jesus Christ, I'm awake during that time too, and we basically live in the same zone. What does this look like? I don't know. It looks like a higher low to me, man. Do we have anything that would be indicative of a higher low? Do we see some hidden bullish evidence right here? Not yet on a daily. What about on a 4 hour perhaps? Yeah, I do think that it'll bounce right here. If not, you do have a very obvious range play below 4640, even on like an hourly closure. I'm looking for this one to fall back down towards 4600 even. Until then, sideways and up, probably back around your last little local high at about 4670, 4675 or so. It's rather likely. Short-term timeframes are not looking too hot right here. However, I do look at this as a higher low in the making for right now, mostly based off of momentum oscillators, as they do suggest that this one is, again, contracting in low volatility onto what would be a higher low right here. And, well, momentum oscillators turning up alongside that. I'm probably looking for a short-term reversal. Confirmed above 4658, probably looking for moves back around your 4670 to 4675 region. If you see a daily closure above this, above this little breakdown region right here, that's going to look really, really good for, coming into next week, essentially. Speaking of coming into next week, let's look at the weekly. Not super problematic just yet, but closing a doji dildo could open up the potential of a bit of a reversal coming into next week. I'll wait for the actual closure here until we can see, just because that's going to really change a lot of the analysis for the next couple weeks to come, depending upon how that one resolves. And we don't even know if that's going to be the way that it's going to look today. So short-term bouncy, come back to it after that. How about that, sir? All right, now wake up fucking early, baby. Anyways, what else we have? Mr. Eligio Villa, what's up, man? Greetings from Southern California. What time is it for you, by the way? I'm just curious, like how far ahead we are in the time zones. And good morning to you, man. Or I guess good evening. Algo USD 6 hour daily. Sure, man. And much love to you as well. All right, symbol ALGO USD. All right, sweet. And we got it over here on Binance. Very good. Very, very good. Very, very good. Actually, one of the better, actually the best chart that we've seen today, because we haven't really seen too many. I'm going to record this one because actually I think this one's probably the most obvious chart we've seen in a while. Here we have Algorand symbol ALGO. Is it? Yeah, it is. And we have a very nice setup right here. Very constructive long term. We do have a set of higher highs and higher lows. And what do you know? This one is putting in its next higher low right here, it appears. And we do see momentum oscillators are falling through alongside that. Weekly RSI back in the bullish control zone. Good. We see over here on the daily, or what do we see on the daily? Oh, god damn, the daily's powerful and beautiful, and I've already charted it apparently as well. Let me just get rid of this one right here. And it looks like we're actually just on the precipice of officially breaking this topside resistance right around about a buck 10. So any sort of even of like a 4 hour closure above there. In fact, we already got it. This one's very likely. This one's breaking out right now. Okay, look, volatility expanding. You have a break of your top, of the top of what would be a reaccumulation formation. See daily RSI back in the bullish control zone. It's obvious reaccumulation right here. There is a measure move to be made on this one. It's all the way up to about 350, 360 or so. Don't necessarily think that happens today, but over time, yes, maybe these next few weeks. This is really, really good actually. And the 5-day close last night. 5-day didn't exactly close on a breakout posture, but still good here nonetheless. Let me just double check over here just to see if there's anything like obvious staring me in the eyes. But this is probably one of the more straightforward setups that we'll see in a while. And what do we see over here? Daily Stokes up as long as above 195. Yeah, I dare I say this one's good. Weekly freshly up above 190. Yeah, dare I say this one's very likely moving upwards and onwards. There's an invalidation, obviously, as there always will be, and that's below 190 in this case. Until then, I am bullish on pretty much all time frames on this thing. Good, very good. I wonder what this thing actually does, because it's got one of those charts that makes you actually wonder, hey, this looks legit. And just, for future reference, yeah, the measure move's actually in line with the 2-spot 272 extension right there. So, over time, probably looking somewhere between about, mid to upper threes. Crazy as it does sound, but a very good chart, typically does beget continuation like that. And hopefully that was helpful. And there you go for algo, sir. Sweet. What's up, Matt C? Fan from Singapore. How about just a person from Singapore, man? It's all good. We're all family here, sir. COTI USD daily and weekly. Sure. Okay, symbol COTI USD. All right. What do we have right here? Yeah, this one not looking as good as the last one. But what do we have on the daily? We have, we do have what would be considered a reaccumulation at, in this case at all-time highs essentially. And I would have to be biased towards being bullish on this thing as long as you hold above your 10th of November spike lows. So that would be 46 and a quarter cent. As long as you're closing daily deals above there, this is just another higher low. And, testing down to the 55 is completely fine within the context of this. Now, is it ready to, move its way to the upside just yet? No, and I wouldn't validate a continuation to new highs, in this case, significant new highs, until you get back above about 65.5 cent. Until then, short-term timeframes looking like they want to grind a little bit lower, perhaps somewhere around that 46.5 to 49 cent region. I'd probably be looking for a bounce there on first pass, and I'd really only get bearish on a closure below that region. And well, at that point, yeah, send it back down to mid 30s. But for right now, holding sideways within this region for like another week and a half would look really, really good. I just don't think it's necessarily ready just yet. So hopefully that was helpful, sir. What's up, Meekers? Hey man, it's all good. Give me some good news on Super. Okay, so this is Elio's coin. We've been watching this one for a while, but especially over the last couple of weeks here, as it did start to look really, really good. Same sort of thing here, man. Consolidating at at the highs of this rally is a good sign. We hit our measure move from our prior breakout levels. That's good. It's all this is all to be expected. Question is though, is it ready to move just yet? I would say probably not. I think it does stay within this channel for a little bit more time. Probably does come alongside another test to the downside somewhere around about 161. I do think is rather likely. I would not call a continuation move to new highs on this rally. As long as you're below about 193 on a 4-hour closure. Above there, yeah, I look for this one to actually go for. I mean, this one can rip to the upside. That's the crazy thing about it. Like 270 to $3 is not out of the question. Over the a few weeks following that, maybe even just a couple weeks following that. I mean, that's pretty damn strong right there. Now, by the same token, if you do break below your current higher low at about 160 or 161, I would be looking for this one to retrace somewhat significantly all the way down to your low 140s. And try for a higher low right there, because this one pretty much took no prisoners to the upside. So I suspect that it probably takes a little more time going sideways here. Personally speaking, I do think this one just trades sideways here for a while and then gives a try long term. 5-day close last night. Closed fine, but I expect consolidation after a move like that. And I'm long term very bullish on this thing as long as you're above about 130 or 125. I do quite like it. What's up, Jack Jansen? VRA USD 4-hour weekly. Okay. Look, that's quite the split in time frames there, man. Fair enough, though. Fair enough. Anyways, yeah, nasty on the 4-hour. That's pretty ugly. Is it getting ready for a bounce relatively soon? I think it's got maybe one more swipe of a couple days ago low at about 5.9 cent, and then very likely tries for a bounce from there. Failure below, meaning a closure below about 5.9 cent, and I'm looking for this one to retrace deeply towards 4.8. Somewhere down around here is where I'd be looking towards. If that were to happen. But as long as you're in this sideways channel right here, generally going to be good long term. If you're looking at a weekly, it does look a lot more toppy on a weekly, to be fair. I mean, we do have some bearish divergence forming right here. If this one does fail to essentially close by Sunday back above, especially 7 cents, I would say that that's going to be confirmed bearish divergence. And And I'd say that that's going to really gear the likelihood of a test down to just around 5 cents, a lot more. It'd actually still be okay above there long term, but well, that would be a pretty big move to kind of stomach if you're going to hold through that or something like that. Short-term timeframes look atrocious here, but it is an altcoin after all, and whatever Bitcoin does, this one's going to follow through as well. So if Bitcoin does play out the old Bartola, as I'm kind of postulating, you'd probably see this thing pop back above about 7 cent short-term. That would start to look a lot better. And again, anything sideways in here is going to be long-term good, long-term bullish. Just, I think it does take its time, man. It kind of went on an unabated rally to the upside, and well, at least I've traded a bit sideways after that, man. Can't get too greedy on these altcoins, brother. Anonymous says, hey, hello, sir. Please keep looping. I think you mean loopring on the 6 and 24, if you please. Sure. You mean LRC? This one's very popular. Very, very popular for good reason. It went on quite a nice run as well. But what happens after quite a nice run? Usually consolidation at minimum. Or at least that's what you want, because the way that you go up is the way that you come down. And when you go straight to the fucking moon in 1 4-hour dildo, you typically go straight back to Earth on the same dildo in a similar time frame. And I think it's a little more obvious on a daily right here. So on this one, I have been talking about, I believe, maybe one more move up to 360. I think we've just about gotten that right there. Or perhaps, no. Perhaps I was postulating like, that's way too much. That's way too much, man. That's way too much. All right, I guess we can do this one again though. Here we have loop ring symbol LRC versus the dollar, a major gainer over the past the past few weeks here. One of the best operators. However, what goes up typically at minimum must consolidate for a little bit of time. And in this case right here, shorter term timeframes are showing that they are trading sideways at best right now. And I probably would be looking for another move back down somewhere around your in fact, if we're looking at an hourly, I'd actually move this down to about 273 in this case. I am obviously bullish long term as long as you're remaining above that region, even on a short-term time frame closure. But if you do start to lose that region, I would look for this one to retrace a little bit further and try for a higher low somewhere around $2 even. Until then, sideways above this region is obviously long-term bullish. I just expect that it takes some time to work off these extreme conditions that we saw on 4-hour volatility. I mean, this was consistently at 95 percentile for a while. Daily, obviously same thing as well. It's a lot more likely to consolidate here, and a consolidation here would actually be really strong long term. And long term, could be looking at targets on a break of your current high structure somewhere between about 434 and maybe even as much as $5.50, as crazy as it does sound. But I'm inclined to say that after doing a move like this, probably going to trade sideways at best for a while here, and that would be considered good. Looking at the higher term timeframes, like a weekly, obviously it's still bullish long term. There's nothing bearish about this chart at all whatsoever. I just expect that you probably do play at a bit of a retracement, consolidate a little bit lower, and then set it up for maybe later this month of November or early December in this case. Obviously the 5-day close last night as well, closing on new all-time highs is not anything resembling bearish, but bearish does not cannot be confused with a bit of a pullback in consolidation lower. Again, this thing could come all the way down to $2 and still be phenomenally bullish long term, but I'd still give it a chance right here just because it has been one of those more aggressive ones, and typically the strong get stronger, as the saying goes. Weekly Stokes are going to be upside angles as long as above 160, so no threats right there. 5-day, which just closed last night, is 144, so very good right there as well. But as you can see, volatility is on the ceiling right now, and daily is going to turn down below 320. So at best, I think it goes sideways for a while, sets it up for maybe a good late November or early December. But for right now, I think it's consolidation time for what it's worth, and hopefully that's helpful. And there you go for loop ring, sir. Cool. Whoopsies. All right, let's see. Where did I leave off? There we go. See it. What's up, Matthew Eck, or ECK? Short-term 3 to 5 day ACH. Okay. This is a very interesting way to postulate that, but I think I understand what you're saying. You're looking for the next 3 to 5 days, but you're saying short-term. So if you say short-term, usually you're referring to like the time frame, like the actual time frame that you're looking at. So if you are looking at the next few days, you actually don't want to be looking at like a full hour, for example, because that's not going to be, really relevant. It's going to be relevant for like the next day or two at most. And in this case, it's kind of same thing as looping, right? I think at best you're going sideways right here. Did have a nice run. You're looking at a daily. Obviously, long term, this is very, very good. Any corrections down to 8.2 cent are completely fine and probably an opportunity. Below there, yeah, I would say that this one does start to lose its does start to lose its good posturing right here, and very likely does come a lot lower than that over time. But for right now, you know, it is in a position of strength. I just suspect that it is trading sideways here for a while, between essentially this low structure right here at about, what is it, around 8.5 cent, and our high structure at about 10.5 cent right there. Above 10.5 cents, I'd start to get a lot more excited for a retest of your prior, in this case, I think all-time highs. Yeah, and very likely new all-time highs on a daily closure above that 10.5 cent region. But I don't think that's happening anytime soon, to be honest with you. BBWP is contracting right here. That tells me that we're likely going to see this one trade sideways at best for a while. And daily RSI is kind of turning down, so not a big fan of that signature for like short-term momentum remaining to the upside for what it's worth. What's up, the real G squared? Hello, sir. Could you please check out just one, sir? Mover? Yeah, we can do MOVR, this thing. All right. Man, this one has a scam name, if I ever saw one. And the ugliest logo says Elsa. Maybe go to KuCoin. Okay, here we go. All right, this actually has a chart. Actually isn't so bad. Here we have Moon River, symbol MOVR versus the dollar on KuCoin. And what do we have? Well, we do have potentially a higher low in the daily in the making right here. Will not be confirmed, however, until we do see a daily closure, could be even today, above especially about 387 if you want, or 385 if you want to be super conservative. I'd say 390. If that were to happen, I'd be looking for another retest of the top side of your range. That would be somewhere just shy of $500. And at that point, you know, well, I suppose it would be in a breakout posturing. However, in the short-term timeframes, see if there's anything relevant for it right now. Actually, what's relevant right here is it looks like we have a bit of a bear trap going on. Actually, this is a really good example of one, perhaps. Now, that is available, and I would actually be looking for short-term continuation to the upside in this case, as we do see volatility expanding alongside Jewel, given I guess, an okay signal in this case. Not super perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but it's okay. It's more bullish than not. And I would actually be remaining with that as long as this one's closing 4-hour deals above 350. Below 350 on a 4-hour closure, I do look for this one to fall over a little bit more towards 295, 296 region. However, long-term, technically speaking, this is fine long-term as long as you do remain above that region on especially a daily closure. That is your higher low structure, and this would imply reaccumulation over the long period of time. Personally speaking, I don't think this one's moving anytime soon to new all-time highs, as we do see that volatility, while suggestive of a little bit of a short-term continuation move to the upside, is mostly working off of extreme conditions here. And, well, I see it trending down on most timeframes that matter, like 6-hour, like a 12-hour. I mean, the daily's probably not going to populate, but yeah, same thing right there as well. It is trending down, so I'm inclined to say that it probably trades sideways within this region for a long time. And if that does happen, that'd be long-term very good, very likely implying, you know, breakout to the upside, and, you know, in this case, new all-time highs. But for now, I think that it trades sideways at best with a little bit of short-term upside, and hopefully that was helpful. There you go for MOVR, sir. Cool. Cameron, he's back. Hey, man, I'm copying Hazik in your Discord. Thanks for the unban. Wait, what are you doing now, man? Do we have to ban you again? God damn it. Bastard. My dog died 3 days ago. Man, I'm sorry to hear that. It's really awful. Mover will be 400 plus next time we speak, brother. Well, could be. Well, when are we going to speak next? I don't know. Yeah, I actually am looking for a little bit of short-term upside there for what it's worth. And actually, we just literally went over that one, so good to go there. All good, man. And again, my condolences for your dog, man. That's actually really awful. The Globee file says track USD, KuCoin daily weekly. Okay. TARC, USD over here. I guess Bittrex maybe probably gonna have some more history. And you're looking at a daily and a weekly, very similar to a lot of the other altcoins that we've seen, gone on a pretty phenomenal run thus far, pretty much unabated, especially in the last couple of weeks here. I think this one trades sideways at best for a while. However, if you do see a daily closure above 250, I'd be looking for this one to make a. I'd actually be looking for this one to make up quite a nice leg towards $3, or probably even new highs in this case. Yeah, it's already at all-time highs, so it probably goes into more price discovery. Weekly is obviously long-term bullish. The question is this one ready, you know, sooner rather than later? 5-day says perhaps yes, actually. Very bullish as long as above 175, man. Very, very bullish. Below 175, I do look for a bit more of a correction down to about 130 to 125. Until then, sideways in this region is very, very good, and I probably would be looking for a bit of a short-term bounce solo right here. You do have a very obvious range at about 195 in this case. Anything obvious on a momentum oscillators? Not yet, but volatility contracting into what would be a higher low, I do believe is a good sign, and 4-hour Jewel is not really giving us much right there. Would like to see it give a positive curvature. That would be a good signal, but we don't have it just yet. Sideways, I'd probably be looking for a little bit of bounce here, and probably sideways and up after that. be honest with you, it is actually a very good long-term chart. What's up, El Ray Leon at Long Beach in the house? There he fucking is, baby. Hey, Krown, can you check out Tezos on the weekly? Okay. Tezos. How do you say that one? Tezos over here. Losing it on the 4-hour. Losing it on the daily as well. Not good. Weekly corrective. We did initiate bearish evidence from this point to this point. I believe we identified that last time we spoke. And weekly RSI is breaking down right here, man. See, how did the 5-day operate? I do think that this one will see another move down to like 480 before it's all said and done. As long as you're above, especially $4.5 though long term, I would actually be rather bullish on it long term for what it's worth. Let me just double check over here. Okay, all right, sweet, we're good. But yeah, I do think it's actually set up for another drop down, to be honest with you. Daily, yeah, not super strong right there. I'd be short term looking for downside, especially as long as you're below about 648.5 in this case. So yeah, hopefully that was helpful. And there you go for the old Tezos, sir. Mocha, what's up, man? Can you do a price analysis on GRT? Sure. This is the graph. This one was really popular a few months ago. Now, not so much. So I'm guessing it's going sideways. Yeah. Hey, that chart played out pretty damn well, though, I'd say. God damn. All right, well, let's rechart it for the more relevant times, meaning now. And let's see what we got. Here we have the graph symbol GRT versus the dollar. And what do we have? Well, looks like we did hit, I think it was our 125 to 130 cent target from last time we looked at this, which was a long time ago. It was like way back on over here in September. Not bad. I'm going to get rid of that for right now. And let's try this out for the time being. Now, I actually would be long-term bullish on this thing as long as you're especially above about 90, about 94.5 cents in this case on a daily closure. That does imply that this thing can actually trade down from here and just go for a higher low. Now, short-term timeframes like a 4-hour actually don't necessarily look like that for the time being. If anything, 4-hour is showing several drives of hidden bullish evidence right here, and I actually would be looking at this one as another higher low, as long as you're above about 107.5. Now, the second that you do start to close 4-hour dildos below there, that's going to be problematic and very likely imply move down somewhere around $1, maybe all the way down to that 94.5 cent region. That's at the point where I'd be looking for, you know, like the last chance for love on this one, and very, very likely to bounce somewhere right around there. But for right now, you know, what do we have? We have an uptrend. We do see contracting volatility into what would be another higher low right here, perhaps better seen on the 12-hour. Yep. We do start to see some momentum also just building up divergences, but I don't think it's ready just yet, man, to be honest with you. Do you think this one spends a little more time consolidating sideways? And then we'll talk about upside resolution points. Daily, yeah, daily remains downside angle below about 120, so fair enough. And 4-hour, what are we looking like right here? We'll actually turn back down below 108.25, so do be aware of that. Where to get bullish on this one, looking for, you know, an expansion, sorry, not an expansion, but expansion of the price, I guess. But more importantly, a return back around probably your May highs would be with a weekly closure. So that's coming in on Sunday above 117.5. That would look very, very good. Or a daily closure. Daily closure above about 122 would probably do it for me as well. That'd look very, very good. But for right now, just a bit of sideways. That is, of course, fine. And I'm long-term bullish on it above about 94.5 cents. Hopefully that was helpful. And there you go for the graph. The graphs. Oh, dear Lord. They done did it this time. They really done did it this time. All right, let's see what we got going on over here. I see Griffin. Appreciate that, man. But feel free to have a message, sir. Ian M. Hey, man, all good, brother. All good. GLCH for our daily, please. Sure. HUP. All right. Glitch. So this is Abigachi, I think. Very good chart right here. Very, very good. This is a very constructive rally right now. And what I like about this one on the daily RSI is that we're not getting any like major spikes up just yet. I do think this one is getting pretty fucking close to a major high, to be fair. Oh, let me just make sure that I address this over here. Nice and nice. All right, let's get rid of that. View. Nice. Sweet. Okay, cool. Anyways, looking at this right here, is it getting close to a local high or not? Well, daily BBWP is actually not problematic at all. 12-hour is trending up right now, so I think that this one actually probably has some new highs to print before it does retrace a bit. Wow, this one's been straight up too. I mean, that is a hell of a, oh Jesus Christ, that is a hell of a chart. I'm always very hesitant to call like continuation from, you know, a chart that looks like this, and we are at actually the 2.618, which I do like for a local high region. I do think that you're going to test $2 again officially. Question is, do you close above there or not, even on a daily? If you do, I guess I'm looking towards 2.25 over time. but I'm a lot more inclined to say that this one probably grinds that level up yet again and then puts in a bit of a local high and works its way back down. But do not mistake that with being bearish on this thing. I'll just be looking for a retracement into a higher low, perhaps all the way down to like 175 or so. This is obviously, I mean, it's a little bit too vertical. Yeah, that's pretty fucking vertical right there, man. It can afford a retracement, but long term would obviously be good. So I'll just leave it right there, and hopefully that was helpful for GLCH, sir. Sweet one, man. I see some people asking about exchanges in the comment section. Man, that's been like a common theme this week for whatever reason. I wonder why. So what do I use? I like to use it because I'm an American citizen. I like to use interactive brokers. Everything's legitimate there. You know, it's all registered and whatnot. If you're not American and you don't care about that, or if you want the 100x leverage exchanges and shit like that, I do have a link in the description below. So this is your subtle shill for the day for Femex. Actually, I've actually met the CEO of their exchange, and he kind of like sold me on it in the sense that he's legitimately trying to like survive for the long term and do things legitimately. So I think that kind of speaks volumes for what they're trying to do. Also, you know, it's the link gives you like reduced trading fees, so you know, more money essentially in your pocket. And there's also a deposit bonus, which I know like a bunch of people. Some people messaged me about this. I don't know. You probably shouldn't tell me this because, well, or you probably shouldn't tell anyone that you're doing this, to be honest with you. But some people were telling me that they were like harvesting the fucking deposit bonuses there because I guess they're being a little bit generous with them. But yeah, you don't need to use the link, by the way. You can just type it in the top end of your browser if you are inclined to do that. Or like I said, if you're an American citizen, I would suggest doing it the legitimate way just because, well, it's going to make your life easier most likely. Anyways, Igor Stojic says, hello, sir. What's up, man? Soul 4-hour daily. Okay. Atlanta. Been recording videos on this one like all weekend. I don't think I put up one of them. I just always seem to have too many. This one's turning down here. Not good. Not good. Solana's. Here we have Solana, symbol SOL versus the dollar, and we are looking for a little bit of short-term downside, somewhere down around about 220. And we did hit some of our more long-term targets. I think it was late last week at about 265 or 260 at least. So a little bit of retracement is to be expected. I'm sure that we have some bearish divergence on the daily over here. Yes, we do. 1, 2, 3 drives actually coming off the highs. So I'm looking for another correction down about 220 and probably tries for a bounce there. Short-term time frames, like a 4-hour, are already breaking below range lows. So yeah, with the volatility turning up here as well. Yeah, I'm looking for this one to reach a little bit lower. Probably maybe even around the 10th of November's wick to the downside right there. That'd actually be kind of a nice area as well. But anywhere around there, I would be looking for bounces. Long term, obviously, I'm going to be, you know, bullish on a chart like this. There's nothing really bearish about this thing long term. But short term, very likely a bit of a correction here as we do test a bit of downside. Anyways, on the short term time frames, like a 4-hour, where would I switch my opinion on this and be once again bullish for it, looking for it to reclaim prior all-time highs and very likely beyond. 4-hour closure back above about 240 would do it for me. Until then, I do look at this one as, you know, short term down, long term very, very good. Just, you know, it went to the fucking moon and beyond. Most likely going to you know, most likely going to play at a bit of a pullback, although the monthly wouldn't like to see it close like that, but we'll worry about that in a couple weeks if that is the case. Until then, let the trend be your friend for the long term, and maybe we go check it out just from this angle, just to see if there's anything super obvious here as well. Yeah, 4 hours downside angled, freshly crossing down below about 239.5. Okay, not good. Daily down as long as below 256. Yep, more corrective than not. I'm looking for this one to correct first, essentially, and then perhaps try some try for a nice bounce. Somewhere around 215 to 220 or so is kind of where I like it. Hopefully that's helpful. And there you go for Solana. Of course, this is not a financial advisor. I'm not a financial advisor, sir. Anyways, Flavio says, cheers from SoCal. Hey, what's up, man? A lot of Southern California people here. Is block head to death and decay or bounces upon us? I have orders at around about 4.7 cents. Okay, let's see. So this was another one of those big altcoin movers. Is it going to be retracing right here? Oh, I think it is. Let's see. You're looking at a no time frames given. Do I think this one trades lower? Yeah, I do. Yeah, it kind of failed its 21. That's right there. I do think that it's going to find its way back down somewhere around about 6 cents or so, just below 6 cents or so. That's completely fine. Where would I invalidate this on short term? Well, when I go down here to the 4-hour, this is obviously a lot more bouncy posturing short term. Do we have some bullish divergence come off the lows? No, we don't, except for this point right here, but that's not good for a huge move. You know, short term probably looking at like 7.5 cents. I kind of like around your targets, especially as long as this thing's below, like, you know, what is it, 9.8 cents. something like that, you know, the trend is down, and I look at this one as likely to reach lower, but short-term bouncy here. Short-term a bit more bouncy than not, I'd say. Bot Scardy. Oh, you clever motherfucker, man. Yeah, we've actually already done both Harmony and Coty. We've already done both of those. Sorry, excuse my dyslexia. You can tag Elsa if you want to look at a different one. Are you the bot Scarny though? That's what I need to know, man. That's what I need to know. And I did record the video on Harmony, so I'll upload that later today. Yeah, this one is, the more that I look at it, looking a lot more short-term bouncy than not. Yeah, give me that bounce. Give me a little bounce. Sorry. Hey, what's up, Shanae? Spot on INJ. Spot on with your INJ. Thank you, sir. Cool. Is that a request for another INJ? We can do it again, I guess, but just curious. Look at so many fucking altcoins, man, in the day that, oh yeah, this is still really, really good. I would like to see it officially close above 1370 on a daily or even a 12-hour, but you know, we have the same sort of setup right here, right? Got volatility expanding, you got trend to see the upside, and momentum oscillators are also pointing towards further north side resolution. Just want to see that closure above there, and then yeah, I'm looking for a retest of your September highs. Nice one, man. Glad that worked out for you. Every once in a while, that TA bullshit. Sometimes that astrology for men, it actually works. What's up, Micah? Mana, yeah, let's follow up on Decentraland. We didn't do one on this yesterday, and this one's always very interesting to me. Yeah, oh, powerful, baby. Bouncing at exactly the area you want. Holy shit, man, powerful. Okay, this is beautiful right here. All right, let's do it. Here we have Decentraland, symbol MANA versus the dollar, and it looks like we got a bounce at the exact level that we're looking for a couple days prior at that 220-ish region. Very, very good, and I am, again, bullish on this thing long term, especially as long as above 220. I have nothing really bear to say about that. Below 220, I suppose I would look for a correction down to about 180 in this case, but for now, this one showing some strength, actually, especially when the rest of the market is kind of taking a little bit of a lull here. Anyways, daily RSI back in the bullish control zone, good. Daily BBWP has actually contracted all the way from 100 percentile now down to almost 28.5 percentile. So this is a very aggressive consolidation, funnily enough. 12 hours even expanding from where we're at right now and showing hidden bullish evidence coming off the last low. Now, I don't think it's not confirmed just yet, at least in my opinion. I want to actually see it close above the range highs. Don't need to see a 12-hour on this one. Would like to see at least a 4-hour, however. And then I'd be looking for this one to retest around your 350 to 360 highs. I don't necessarily know if this one's ready to like trend towards new all-time highs just yet, but if we do start to break out of that region, there would be a bit of a extension to be made. I'd be looking towards 420 and 440 long term, you know, a couple weeks or 2 to 3 weeks after that gets confirmed. Short-term time frames like a 4-hour are looking very strong right here. Actually, it already looks like it wants to break above the short-term range. The volatility again expanding over here. All momentum also is bullish. Yeah, man. I actually do think that this one's very likely going to pop back and reclaim your 350 to 360 regions. Just want to see it close above that region. Be aware of the invalidation, but one of the more interesting setups short term, especially that we've seen today. So hopefully that's helpful. And there you go for Mana. Nice. Mana. Let's see. Kimchi says, hey, happy day to you as well, man. Ethereum. Okay, 1 hour, 4 hour and daily. Yeah, let's do a general overview on this one. Like, we didn't do Ethereum for like days in a row, man. No one cares about Ethereum. No one cares about Ethereum. It's kind of funny. All right, is all of this still relevant? Yes, indeed it is. All right. Here we have Ethereum, symbol ETH versus the dollar. And what do we have? Well, if you're on the 4 hour right here, we have the 55 exponential moving average, which has been holding up valiantly this whole rally ever since when? Since basically early October. Now, of course, this trend at some point will break. You know, naturally, I mean, not all trend lines were made to be broken at some point. But for right now, you know, as long as that condition is still met, is this time different? Well, hasn't been different for the last couple months now, or the last month and a half now. So I go with it until proven otherwise. So where does that start to fall apart? Obviously below about 4,600 in this case on a 4 hour closure. If that does start to happen, I would be looking for a full-on actual move down to our wick lows from 10th of November. That's in your mid 4,400s in this case. I'm going to get rid of this area 4 right here. Just put this right here. Short-term time frames like an hourly. Looking for some downside, actually. Probably looking for this one to come back down towards around 4650 or so. Now, this one, it has been one of the better actors, but again, until we actually do even close an hourly dildo back up about 4800, I'm not really looking for this one to like go on to new all-time high party, for example. However, if that were to happen, then yeah, I'm essentially looking for new all-time highs sooner rather than later. Still probably looking at 5,000 plus. over time if you're on the higher term time frames, that is. Anyways, daily, what do we see? Sideways for right now is completely fine. We see that this is all done on extremely low volatility, so that is actually somewhat concerning, to be honest with you, because volatility expansion is direction neutral. And if we do start to see it actually break below, especially 10th of November lows, while volatility actually turns up, that would be very, very nasty, implying moves back down probably to 41, like low 4,000s in my opinion. But for right now, obviously we don't have that. And if you do see this one take out the 4,800 level, even on a short-term time frame, you know, I would be still favoring new highs before any sort of like major correction. And when I say new highs, I mean probably around 5,400. I mean, I believe that is our long-term target on this one. Let's just go back on over here. Let me just double check. Yeah, so we've been trending above the top side trend band over here, so very, very good. And yes, we do have that measure move coming out of the last major macro base, which is also confluent with the 1.618 at about 5,400, 5,500 or so. So I would be cognizant of that, you know, long term, but it's just not actionable right now. In short term, this one does look like it wants to come back down to your low 4,600s or so. So hopefully that was helpful. And well, maybe we just go look at it over here just to, I don't know, maybe there's something else that's a little more obvious. Daily is actually a lot more short-term corrective. Downside angle as long as below 47.85. Okay, not great right there. 12-hour is also downside angle as long as below 47.68. 4-hour is going to freshly cross down below 47.06. If that does happen, yeah, I'd be looking down around probably just around 4,600, give or take a few bucks. Until then, sideways is obviously, you know, going to be good, and long term this one is, you know, very likely very good. I just think that it takes some time here with a little bit of short term downside implied. So hopefully that was helpful, and there you go for Ethereum. Sir, let's see. Ellie Kid NE says Chromia, symbol CHR. Okay, CHR. Don't think I've ever seen this one before. So this one's completely new for me. Yeah, short term down, same thing as many other charts. Gonna bounce here again, or do we come down to like 90 cents? I think this one likely comes down to 90 cents or so, low 90 cents in this case, unless if Bitcoin's going to do its little BART Ola soon, but we're not really at the BART place just yet. I'm looking for BARTs at around 63,500. We're still a fair margin above that right now. Daily's corrective. I mean, that does look like a major high right there. The EBWP coming off of extreme conditions as well. Daily bearish divergence here too. Yeah, I think this one's coming down to 90 cents or so. Again, phenomenal move, obviously, but well, good to consolidate after a move like that. Let me just double check. Did I get... Oh, no, Phil's bastard. Oh, man. Oh, man, that's frustrating. Oh, well, fair enough. All right. Okay. I'll get back onto the comments over here. See what else we got. ITR Wasti says T-King. I don't know if this one is on TradingView. Yeah, not on TradingView, man. I think someone asked about this the other day, and same thing. Unfortunately, we are, as always, limited by what TradingView does host, and it does not host that. So apologies, man, but we can't actually look at it. J3F says Mango USD, and wish you the best as well, man. Thank you for that. It's always free to do, so why the fuck not? Just let her go, baby. Just let her go. And you're looking at this right here, 1 and 4 hour. I'm going to go with the bullshit answer right here. I'd like to see it break below 36.43 first before I actually like get bearish on this one, likely back down to 33 cents. Until then, sideways here is fine, I suppose, but you do have some hidden bearish divergence. Now, what's throwing me off here is that hourly jewel is, oh, it's not a full signal anyway, so yeah, probably not going to be good. Yeah, probably not going to be good on that one. Short term, just trading between about 40 cents and 36.5 cent base. As long as you're below 40 cents, however, I do think this one does correct a little bit further south before give another try to the upside. Now, long term, this is fine. Long term, I don't know. Does it come down around there? I'm really split on this one. I do think it's going to at least come back down about 30. What is this? 36.5 cent. I guess until it actually breaks, I should treat it as a potential higher low right here. So. Fair enough. Short term, I'm getting mixed signals right here, to be honest with you, but I'm inclined to say that it's very likely to bounce off this region again short term before any sort of potential continuation. And I wouldn't get too excited about it as long as it's below about 40 cents above there. Yeah, it starts to look pretty damn good again. So hopefully that's helpful, sir. Sweet. What's up, Jonathan Patino? Can you check Hex Daddy? What? CRO? Yeah, we can do CRO. All right, we'll do this one really, really quickly, and then we'll do the old Hex. The old Hex, I think Hex is, last we looked at it, I was looking at a Bounceola, and, ooh, nice one. All right, here we have crypto.com, symbol CRO versus the dollar, and looking pretty damn good. Played to the bottom side of our range from the last time we looked at it, which I think was maybe a couple days prior, at about, what is this, 32 cents or so. So far, so good. As long as it does hold above there, I'm looking at this as a healthy consolidation. Very likely to get another test around the top side of our last daily closure, which is like 40 cents or so. 4-hour time frame looking good here. For some short-term upside, hidden bullish evidence come off the last 4-hour low. I'd be looking for at minimum move back up to like 37 cents. Hourly closure above 37 cents, and yes, I'd be looking for this one to tag up somewhere around 39 to 40 cents overall. Daily closure above that level, and I'm looking for this one to go on another new all-time high party. However, I'm a lot more inclined to say that whilst this one does have a great chart long term, it's a lot more likely to trade sideways within this range for a while. So what am I saying? I'm essentially saying I don't think this one's going to break out to new ultimate highs anytime soon. What I'm looking at here is daily BBWP. We've got two pretty extreme conditions right there. I think it's more likely to test around the top side and then play a little bit more sideways for a while, and then set it up for maybe a good late November or a good early December, something like that. All higher term time frames are obviously bullish on this thing. It's one of the better charts that we've seen today. A lot of wicks right there, but that's okay. Just go see it if anything obvious over here as well. Let's see. Yeah, 4-hour momentum is up. Daily is going to turn back above 35.5 cents. Okay, maybe I'm going to be wrong about that. All right, so here's what I would say. I guess I would be looking for new ultimate sooner rather than later if you do start to close dailies above 40 cents. At that point, where am I looking towards? Jesus Christ, man, probably half a buck. Powerful CRO. Hopefully that was helpful. And there you go for crypto.com, sir. All right, Jonathan, we'll look at your Hex, man. All right, Hex crew, don't hate me, but well, I'm calling a bounce here, so they probably shouldn't hate me. Oh, what do you fucking know? Exactly to the 28-cent region. Holy shit. Every once in a while, that TA bullshit works. I think this one has more now. Ooh, I'm not so sure about that, sir. Already making higher highs on daily RSI, and you still got lower highs as long as you're below 33 cents. I'm not a big fan of that setup. Probably grinds this area up a little bit more. What I would say, though, is that if you can start to close 4-hour doodles back above about 26 cents, I do think that this would extend towards the 30-cent region, but I still remember with what I said the other day. This one bouncing a lot faster than what I expected, by the way. But anything below 34 cents is long-term bearish to me. Short-term, bouncy, obviously. Or sorry, short-term. Let's see what the very short-term looks like. Yeah, I'm still not a big fan of this one long-term. But probably give it another week, though. I don't think it's going to keel on over from here, and probably has one more try to the upside at minimum. We actually even have some hidden bullish evidence building on the weekly right here. So if it were to close something like this, so somewhere around 23.75 cent by end of week, so that's Sunday, then I would be looking for it to give one more try to the upside, probably somewhere around 30 cents. Until then, it's not the easiest chart to love right here, to be honest with you. I know someone's going to say, put it on log scale. Yeah, I get it. It's on fucking log scale now, but look, man, this is a parabolic blow off top, and well, they usually end in tears, but fair enough. Short term, still give it a chance over the next week or so. What's up, Jack? Ethereum Bitcoin 4-hour daily. Yep, let's check this one out. Let's see if it's still looking good, and it is. Hey, not bad. Really, really good right there. Let's see, where are we on the daily? Yeah, we got our higher low. Beautiful. We retested our prior highs at 737. So we hit our target from yesterday. Good. This is all coming in on low volatility. Okay. I have to be bullish on this one on the daily for looking for continuation as long as above 712. Got hidden bullish evidence on the daily as well here. I think this one probably continues from here, man. It's good. Very, very good. Short-term time frames, like a 4-hour. I would say that I'd be looking for the next range highs to get hit above about 740 on a 4-hour closure, and I would be looking for this one to move up to the daily range, 765 to 770. It look really, really good. Again, long-term, all higher-term time frames are bullish. Just I would invalidate even the 4-hour short-term good posturing below about 725, 720, or sorry, more like 726 in this case. Looking for moves back down to like 717, but for what it's worth, all higher-term time frames still very much bullish. Short-term time frames are fine here as well, but I do think that it's going to range a little bit longer here for what it's worth. Hopefully that was helpful. And there you go for Ethereum Bitcoin, sir. SPP says, hello, sir. What's up, man? Who is this? SPP, hey man, we have to do these chats in order, so I understand that it can be frustrating for people who are maybe new here and they send in a chat and then it takes me a while to get to it. Understand that there's a lot of people before you, as you can see if you're watching and aware of the art on the right hand side of your screen. It's a lot of other people chatting as well, man. We do them in order to be fair, so hopefully that's very obvious and very respectfully done. And yeah, man, we'll get to you right now. You're looking at EGLD versus the dollar, the daily and the weekly. All right, sir. And we're not like trying to skip anyone or anything like that, man. But we do need to work through these in order. EGLD, good. Very, very good right here. Let's actually record this one. Here we have Elrond symbol, EGLD. Almost said Elrond. Versus the dollar. And what do we have? Well, we identified a breakout out of this ascending triangle base. I guess this was like a couple weeks ago actually now. And it's slowly but surely following through, but I do look at it as relevant and valid as long as you are closing daily specifically above $300, and there is a technical target all the way up to about 385, 390-ish region over time, also in line with the 2-spot, or actually no, it's not necessarily in line with the 2-spot extension, but that is coming in from the macro base. Anyways, weekly, as you requested, is just continuation here, fine. I would not invalidate this, like I said, on the daily, as long as you're above, especially $300 on a daily closure. And long-term bullishness is not invalidated as long as you're especially above about 260 in this case. Below there, yeah, things fall apart and probably come back down to low 200s. But for right now, all higher-term time frames remain bullish. I think this one very likely has one more drive to the upside. The momentum also is over here. Are we getting anything obvious right now? Not really, no. Maybe we can go over here and check out this angle, but looking for like an obvious signal. We're not really getting it. Daily turns back above 330 or so probably not continuing like trend to new highs today. 4-hour turns down below 327. Yeah, short term a little more corrective it looks like, and hourly flipping down as well. Yeah, this one's more short term corrective if you happen to care about that. You didn't ask about the short term timeframes, but I do think that it could very easily come back down to like 305 or so. Still be okay long term, but below $300 is where all those long term targets start to fall apart a little bit. And you probably would also confirm some bearish divergence on daily RSI, and yeah, it carries it on a little bit further down. But for right now, trading sideways here is generally good for the long term, just not super interesting for the short term, as we do see contracting volatility still. So I think it's got a little more time, to be honest with you. Hopefully that's helpful. And there you go for EGLD, sir. Let me just double check over here. Did I get Phil? No, Phil, bastard. Man, this market fucking hates me right now. No, Phil, it is just impossible to get filled right now. Jesus Christ. Just double check. Okay, what is that? 0405. Let me just see. All right. Okay. Looking at Ethereum. All right. Let's go back into it. Back to the drawing board, I suppose. Whoops. Let me go back over here. That's what I meant to do. Lovely. John Doe wants to look at Mover. Yep, we already got that one. I recorded it as well, and we'll upload it soon enough, sir. So I think I'm just getting this one a little bit later. What's up, Abraham? What? That was John Doe. Mr. Abraham says, kindly check FTX 4-hour and daily. Sure. What is this? Stacks. Yeah, we've seen this before, and it's good. And it's very good. Very, very good. You're looking at a what? 4-hour daily. Daily is very, very nice. Hidden bullish divergence on this last little higher low right here. I'm looking for this one continuation over the next few days, probably like 260 or so. It's good. No reason to invalidate this as long as you're above about 205. 4-hour trending as well. All looking good on both sides, man. I like it. I like it, sir. I like it quite a fair bit, actually. Let me just double check over here. Okay, and let's. All right, beautiful. All right, let me get back to the chats over here. There we go. Trickshot says, we only seem to watch the Bitcoin inverted chart when we are in a bear market. Can you analyze it in this bull market moon cycles as well? Actually, I haven't pulled up the moon cycle chart in a while. When is the next moon thing? The next moon thing. When's that moon thing coming around again? Let me actually Google it. When new moon? Is it new moon or old moon? What's the other one? There. What is it? What is it called? There's a new moon and a. Does anyone know? When I'm just gonna type in when moon. Oh god damn it! It's like a song that pops up. When new moon, maybe. Full moon, yeah, there we go. Okay, full moon. When full moon. Okay. Not happening anytime soon, apparently. Full moon. When full moon. Hold on, I'm looking at it over here. We got a moon calendar. Can't believe I'm doing this, but that's okay. November 19th, we have a beaver moon. Oh baby, get ready for the beaver moon. You don't even want to know what's gonna happen on my fucking beaver moon. And then the cold moon on December 18. Oh no, what could that be? All right, let me just double check I'm not getting absolutely boo kicked over here. All right, cool, we are good. And let's see, the inverted chart. All right, you want to look at the inverted chart? We could do that for the old Bitcoiners. The old Bitcoin there. Oh, Bitcoin, you're gonna do it? Are you gonna do it, sir? Are you gonna do it, sir? All right, let's go to like maybe a daily. Would you buy or sell this chart? Are you bullish or bearish on this? It's actually a really good exercise too, man. Up or down? Up or down? You need to say. Down. Ooh, down. Down. I see. Up or down? Up or down? What if I do it like this? Up or down? You ready? Down. Okay. Else is bullish. There you go. Turn back on my my blue and purples. There we go. The Saturn Epoch says Rose USD 4-hour daily. Will it break? Wait, when was that new moon again? New moon, please respond. November 19th. Man, that's a long ways to go. A lot of damage can happen between now and then. Rose 4-hour daily. If you do happen to believe in the moons, I think they're interesting, but I don't know if I'd base my whole trading plan around them. Very good, very, very good right here. You don't need me to tell you that this is good, man. What do we have right here? We got a series of higher lows. What does that make? It makes an ascending triangle. Do we have a measure move on this one? Yes, we do. It's something like this, probably around your prior highs at about 31 cents or so. 4-hour time frame, good. Breaking out right now on volume. Yeah, good. Short term good. Volatility increasing on the daily. All momentum also is bullish. Daily Jewel got a great signal right there. Yeah, I'd be looking up, sir. It's nice, actually. Colin Penrod says AVAX USD short term, and thank you. Yeah, man, let's actually do a full overview on this one because I don't know, AVAX is always a good one, and it's been one of the better actors in this market for a while now. And what is it doing right here? Consolidating at the highs. However, is it more likely to continue from here or not? Well, let me record this one. Here we have Avalanche symbol AVAX versus the dollar, and what do we have? We have a consolidation at all-time highs. You know, generally a pretty good signal. However, is it likely to consolidate more, or is it likely to break out or break down from here? Well, I do look at volatility right now as in a contraction phase, and when we do start to contract, I'm looking for this one to trade sideways at best. Short-term timeframes do suggest a little bit of short-term downside, somewhere right around about $83 to $81. Probably looking for a bounce around there. If you do start to break below there on a 4-hour closure, I would extend targets to the downside, somewhere around your mid $75 region. Looking for bounces around there. Long-term, it's obviously very, very bullish as long as you're, you know, especially above like $69 on a week on a daily closure. Obviously very, very good long term. I mean, there's not really much bearish about a chart like this, to be honest with you, long term, but short term timeframes, I think trade sideways at best with a very short term time frame showing some downside right here. Maybe a 5 day is going to help us out. Yeah, 5-day close on new all-time highs. I do like that. Can we afford a retracement down to, you know, low 80s? Certainly yes. So I'm a lot more inclined to say that this one trades sideways at best, probably test a little bit of short term downside. We can come up with a validation of further continuation to new all-time highs, but in this case over here, you know, daily momentum oscillators are a lot more corrective than not. Yeah, 4 hours especially turning down below 89 as well, so I'm a lot more inclined to say that this one trades sideways and down short term. I would invalidate this, be looking for new all-time highs with a 4-hour closure back up about $92.50. Until then, looking sideways and down and searching for the next higher low. Probably come back to it next week though, but you know, anywhere down around mid to upper 70s would actually look really, really good to me on the daily, but fair enough. I'll hold off on saying anything more than that, and there you go for AVAX. Sweet. Crypto Lifer says, hey man, love you too, sir. You inspired me to go after it. Sweet, man. That's awesome. I'm very glad to hear that. Hopefully, hopefully it all ends up well, man. Or maybe you implode your life like myself. Fair enough, man. Fair enough. All the best to you though, sir. Daweed says, I wish you wore different hats sometimes since you are Krown. Hats and crowns are different, sir. But yeah, actually, I do have quite a few different ones. I wear my own hats a lot of the time too, which is pretty hilarious. But I do like them, man. I really do like them. Snacks says, "Hey, Krown sir, what's up, man? GLCH. Yep, we already looked at that one. Looking, I think it was looking pretty damn close to its to be getting a bit of a high there. But I think it'll be timestamped early. We did not record a video on that one." Mike Bolano says, hey Elio, I am now Elio. What's up, man? Please do render again 1 4-hour daily and weekly. Man, it's 3 times impossible. Okay. Daily, good. 4-hour. Short term actually good as well. Hourly, short term sideways, probably comes back down to 170 or so. Anything between let me just redo this damn chart for this time frame. Anything between here and here is going to be interpreted as bullish essentially for the long term, but short term, a little more sideways and corrective. Daily, still good. Long term, weekly, same thing. Not really much of a weekly there, to be fair. Where are we in the grand scheme of this thing? Did sell off on the test of the 2-spot extension right there. So on a break of your 320 highs, I would be looking for extension towards 375 long term. Still, pretty damn good long term. Just short term, a little bit of sideways there. What's up, Brian? Jumped on late. All good, man. Have you done Matic? Actually, no. No one's asked about Matic. When last we looked at it was correcting. Is it still correcting? Is a real question. And yeah, it is. And what did we say about it last time? As long as you're above 165, generally good. We do the same thing here. Nah, I don't think we need to re-record this one. But yeah, man, I basically have the same thing to say about this one long term. It's very, very good. Holds its uptrend, especially above about 165. I'd be long term bullish on it. Just short term, a bit of short term, probably another test towards the downside, actually about 165 or so. Don't want to see a daily closure below there or a 12-hour closure below there. That would imply going to lose a little bit of structure here and probably come down towards 150 after that point. Be looking for a bounce after that, but let's see, what does a monthly look like? Yeah, monthly still long-term good. I'm inclined to say that it pulls through, but short-term, yeah, very likely does test the downside right here. I'd just be looking for a bounce of like 165, and if that happens, that would be a good signal for what it's worth. Generally want to see like a BART, something resembling like a BART on Bitcoin. But yeah, very ugly short-term to be fair. And that's usually what it looks like too. Yeah, hourly RSI, very short-term downside angled, so... There you go, sir. Jason Townsend says, yep, we got XTZ as well. I forget what it looked like, though. Actually, pull it up again. Let's see. Weekly, corrective. Yeah. Daily, corrective as well. Wouldn't be surprised to see this thing back down around low $5 region or so. I wouldn't flip around to looking for this one to trend to the upside yet again until it's back up about $7. Until then, short term's sideways and down. Long term, still very good. Let's see. MTV weekly and monthly, says Luis. Sure. Okay. Is multivac? Multipass. Anyone know what that's from? Nobody knows. I'm too old now. Holy shit. MTV, very, very good right here. I wouldn't mind another test down to about 2 cents, but as long as closing daily is above 2 cents, this one's actually in a very, very good posturing long term, but kind of similar to the other coins that we've seen. I think at best this one's going sideways for a while, sideways between about 2 cent and 2.7 cent. Very fucking good. I just don't think it's going to be ready anytime soon because BBWP is still kind of resting on the floor here, and I really want to see that like consistently be up. Daily Jewel is suggesting a little bit of downside, but no DMI support, so fair enough. The 12th filament. It's multipass. Yes. There you go, man. I would be concerned with a daily below 2 cents, looking for moves back down to 1.7. I don't think that's necessarily happening here, but that would be my conditions for concern, I suppose. Until then, chugging its way along, man. Just chugging its way along. If you're looking at a monthly, there's not really much of a monthly here. I guess it's better than most. Actually, it's a lot better than most. It goes back to 2019. I take that back. I apologize. I'm just kind of like pre-inclined to say that because most of the times people will ask for like a monthly and it's like, this thing's been around for 3 months or it's not helpful. but yeah, man, this one's okay. Long term, I like it. Short term, just still sideways here. Hopefully that's helpful, sir. What's up, Salutiers? Getting married Saturday in SoCal. Hey, congratulations, man. Sweet. Hopefully that goes well. EXRD. Hopefully, Elsa laughs at that. EXRD. Radix. All right, this is a new one for me. See what we got. Very good on the 5-day. Close on new optimize. So we see a pullback down to like 35 cent. Yeah, but long term good. Daily doesn't necessarily say that's going to happen here. Daily's actually still bullish short term. the reaccumulation. We have higher lows as well. I like it short term as long as you're above about 41.5 cent. And I would be looking for new all-time highs above 51.5 cent, targeting moves towards both 65 cents and maybe beyond. I mean, this thing is in blue sky breakout territory already. You know, always going to be a little bit on edge about charts that look like this, but hey, fair enough. Fair enough. You know, I'm going to like it, especially as long as above, what was it, like 42 or 42 cent, whatever it was. Pretty good there. I need to sippy sip this water, man. Do it. The fish Akamet. I see what you did there, J3F. Bitcoin thug, he knows it as well. Nice one. David Ross wants to look at XYO. Okay, XYO versus the dollar. And you're looking at long term. What the fuck does that mean to you, sir? There better be a long-term chart here, man, or there's going to be hell to pay. That's actually okay. Pretty damn good here. This one's actually already closing on new all-time highs, and I'm sure we do have some extension targets. Yeah, we're already above the 1.618. So this is actually a rather important breakout level right here. I suppose I would be looking towards 9.25, maybe even 10 cents over time. I would also have an invalidation easily below 6 cent in this case. But for right now, this one is trending pretty much on all time frames. Short-term time frames like a 4-hour or an hourly are actually all up as well. I'm looking for this one to continue from here, actually. This is very, very good. Very, very good. Again, understand where the invalidation is, but for the history that we do have, I really see no reason to not be looking for that right now. Let's see, it's 144 in Quebec. Nice. Dan Mars says, can you look at Cadena? Do you see it 10? Oh my fuck. Okay, so the question is, and I don't mean to make fun of you, man. I'm not making fun of you. I'm making fun of this as an idea. The question is, can you look at Cadena? Do you see it 10x? No. Or I see a 10x probably from 32 cents to almost 32 bucks. That's your 10x right there. Is it going to 10x from here? Sir, how do I explain this? Went up 22,000%. I don't think it's doing a fucking 10x more anytime remotely soon. If you're looking for the 10x, you already got the 10x. I see a 10x, but it already happened. Man. Look, it's a good chart. But goddamn, man, I think this one's a lot more close to a correction than it is to a continuation. Yeah, I think this one's a lot closer to a correction, man. I don't know where you're getting your information from, man, but whoever they are, they should really temper their expectations, or at least give like a time frame of that. I don't know, maybe 10 years down the road or something, or 5 years down the road. It's actually still good on the 5-day too. I mean, it probably is going to gun for some new highs from here, but yeah, man, I would I blindly be looking for a 10x from here? No, sir. Not really. Yeah, man, this is called greed. This is called greed, man. I'm sorry, but look, if there's one thing that could have saved me from a lot of very unfortunate events in my early trading career, it would be being less greedy. And this is, I would have been the person probably asking that same question. It's like, fuck, man, this one already went on a 10x, but what about another 10x? It's like, we already had first breakfast, but what about second breakfast? Where's my goddamn 10x? Who's promising you these 10x's, man? You might be getting used as exit liquidity. Matthew Phillips says, and again, I actually think that it probably even trades up from here, but trading up to like, I don't know, 34 bucks is not a 10x from this level. That'd be a 240 price tag, which I'm certainly not saying. Matthew Phillips says, hey Krown, Cardano 4 hour and daily. Love you as well, Sarah. Okay, let me pull it up. Where is she? There she is. Carderpio. Oh man, Carderpio. It's like anytime it gets started, it just gets smacked back down like a fucking whack-a-mole. Definitely do not want to see it close basically below about 205 today. Otherwise, this is gonna be another failed attempt, man. Now, can you get too bearish on this thing? Not really. I mean, what's the greater range right now? 240 versus 185. But I'd be looking for another test at the bottom side of the range if it does lose this like 205 level on a daily closure. Not looking too strong right there. Even on the lower term time frames, not looking too strong. Gonna need some help from the broad market. If I'm just looking at this one on its own, I think it looks like garbage. If I'm looking at Bitcoin and thinking that Bitcoin might put in a bit of a BART, maybe this one salvages itself. But this one looks to me like it's getting ready to retrace that wick from the other day, rather than give a continuation move here. So fair enough. Let's see. Super Ghoulie says, can we look at Flame USD 1 hour and 4 hours? Sure. Flame. I'm just going to type it in here and hopefully see some Flame Firestar. Okay. Cool. It's a cool name. Pretty good here, actually. Very, very good. You're looking at a 1 hour and 4 hour. 4 hours good. I am bullish on this one for continuation above 235. Or sorry, what's that? 235? Probably 235. Hourly. This continuation as well. I mean, it is selling off of a test of its prior top end range. That is to be expected, but and while short-term retracement here is fine. I mean, next time this thing trades above about 290, I'm probably looking for, in this case, new ultimate mods. Very, very new, very new here. So be aware of where the invalidation is, because if it gets hit, it's going to get hit hard. But for what it's worth right now, well, you're looking at this level right here, man. I do like it. I'm generally going to like that. Very short-term time frame stuff, though. What's up, Robert Johnson? Blink, or BLNK. Okay. BLNK. And you're looking at a 12-hour and a daily. This is not on TradingView, unless if you are talking about this. I'm guessing you're probably talking about this, like a real stock. We've got our first real stock of the day. Good on the daily. Very good on the daily. 12-hour and daily in traditional land, is, by the way, is not going to have any real difference, just so you know. Just for the future, like these charts are literally not different. I'm assuming that you're also talking about this stock, but if you are talking about a crypto, it's not on TradingView, so we wouldn't be able to look at it, unfortunately. I'd be looking for this one to retest around its 38.5-cent high, and this actually looks really, really good long term to me. Hidden bullish evidence on this current low. I have no reason to be bearish on this thing as long as you're above 31.5 bucks. What's up, Blaine? Duet. Good evening. Loopring is launching GameStop's NFTs game marketplace Q4. If you were wondering why it's so popular, that makes sense. I wasn't trolling. All good, man. Look at Solana, please. We already looked at it, and I think I recorded it on it as well. Short term, it was corrective, probably down to I think it was 220 or 215, something like that. Stock tiers. What's up, man? One more homie. Aave, exchange of your choice. Okay. All right, a stake. I'll take you up on that, man. I do appreciate that. I love my stakes, man. I love my stakes, sir. Short term probably gives another test towards about 290 to 292. But I'm not bearish on this thing as long as you're riding this trend line right here. It's just another high low as far as I'm concerned. But obviously that would imply that it does have a little bit of short term downside here. Which you did ask about a 4 hour, so I expect to see the same thing over here. Yeah, same thing over here. If it can pop back above its last little swing high at about 320, I would be looking for this one to test about 336 short term yet again. Until then, just sideways when this range is completely fine. And I get a lot more excited above 336 on a daily, looking for moves back around to your August highs. And thank you for that, man. I appreciate that. Weekly, above your August highs, this thing's going to look very, very good. Probably looking for your May highs, but for right now, it's a laggard and it's relatively weak. So, not its time, unfortunately, for the time being. Let's see. Jeremy R says, hello, Mr. Krown. Hello, Mr. Jeremy. Harmony 1. Yep, we already got that one, and I recorded it, so we'll put it up a little bit later. But if I recall, it was still, sideways at best and, long-term good. Which sounds like you're more long-term angled there. J3F, he's got Soul as well. We got that one, sir. We got that one. Cameron says, you did move her right before me. All good, man. My dig's name was your dog's name was Rover. What? Oh yeah, I see. I did SRM. Okay, you want to look at Serum symbol. SRM. Okay, we'll get to that in just a second. Let's see. It's like the same thing as Solana, man. Sideways here. I do think it's going to test around 6.25 yet again, but as long as you're above there, on a daily closure, it's fine. Long term, very, very, very good long term actually. Sideways within this range for probably another couple weeks, I'd imagine. It's going to look really, really good on it. I just don't think it's ready anytime soon, to be honest with you. Man, I'm sorry to hear that though. Your dog died from cancer. Jesus Christ. Chili's, DMI, BBWP. I actually don't even look at DMI really. HC. It's actually a component of the Jewel, but so it kind of gets incorporated there anyways. But I definitely like this chart, man. I definitely like this chart. We looked at this one yesterday, right? Yeah. I just want to see a 4-hour closure basically above the last 4-hour high, and I'd be looking for a measure move at 62.5 cents, 63 cent region. Long term probably gets continuation. I mean, this is this is a long term setup right here. It's actually quite good. No, nothing really bearish to say about this thing as long as you're above 47 cent. So take that as you will, sir. Take that as you will. Eric Perkins says, put life savings in OMG 14 hours ago. Haven't checked. Oh dear lord. Yeah, I did Cameron's. Yeah. No! God, no! The Omisigo token has pulled the rug! Oh my god. Are you telling me this 2017 piece of shit altcoin just pulled the damn rug? Jesus. Brutal. This one's actually still got good long term, or I don't know about long term, but I do think that probably sets up for quite a nice bounce at about 1040 to 1030. That is ugly though. It's probably gonna have a short-term bounce here too, but well, that is a fucking rug pull short-term, man. Holy shit. How big was this move? Went from 20 to 12? Jesus. 40, almost 40% move right there. Nasty, man. Life is rough, my friend. Life is very rough indeed. Winning Choice 87 says CHC. We just got that one, so all good there. It's good though. Very impressive chart actually. Kevin fucking one says, hello, sir. Hello, good man. ICE Daily Finex. Okay, so this is a crypto, judging by the exchange. Yeah, and it's this right here. All right. Grabbed a position earlier today. I don't know what time frame you're looking at in that case, but man, this one's really, really aggressive here. I don't know. I don't know about this, man. Hey, I'm not here to do your trades for you, but do we at least have some hidden bullish evidence on the daily? We would if this thing can close back above about 44.5 bucks. That'd actually look okay. 4 hour, short term, looking for another swipe of the downside, 35 and 40. I guess I'll give this one the benefit of the doubt. If you do start to break below your 35.5 cent, or sorry, 35.5 dollar lows right there, I would be looking for this one to take a big leg lower, somewhere around 27 or so. Personally speaking, I think the daily is maybe not the best time to invest, but that's just me. Technically speaking, it would have hidden bullish evidence if it can close again above that level, so that would invalidate what I'm saying right here. But these are very extreme conditions after a pretty monumental rally. I'm inclined to say at best this one trades sideways for a while. I'll just kind of leave it right there. Short term down. Short term very likely testing back down just below 36 bucks. What's up, on hell? Missed. Okay. Okay, yeah, do the message. Yeah, guys, we're gonna cut off the chats from here, from here. So I'll do all of the ones that have already been sent in, and then anything else on top of that we won't be able to get to today. It's just the stream's already, man. At some point, I want to make these streams just like 1 hour long, but goddamn. Like 2 hours is actually pretty easy for me to do. I'm waiting for Elsa to post a message, and then we'll get to the next one. Okay, I'll do the next one right now then. Hey, there he is, African Crypto Warlord. What's up, man? There he is, my fucking man. Gotta love Mr. African Crypto Warlord. On hell wants to look at Buenos dias, senor. Hey, I understand that. I lived in California. I need your expertise on Eternal. Well, I'll try my best, man. No promises though. Eternal. Whoops. I also have trouble with typing on the internet. Oh, Jesus, man. All right, so we got to do one of these versus... Oh, it's this thing, versus BNB. Yeah, so unfortunately, we can't even bring it up versus the dollar, it looks like. We can only do it versus BNB, which is kind of weird. Anyways, medium time... Okay, thank you for specifying the time frame. Versus BNB, or BNB versus Eternal. BNB looks like shit. Probably looking for another move back around your... What is this, 380 to 375 region? But can we pull up what you're asking for, maybe? Versus the dollar specifically. I see versus Ethereum. I see versus BNB. Yeah, I'm not seeing what you want, man, unfortunately. And this is not even what you want anyways, because this is like an up contract, it looks like. So I guess the best we can do right here is this, and I'd just be looking for a continuation of the downside. But that's BNB versus Eternal. So Eternal is bullish versus BNB is what that is. So it'd actually be good for your Eternal. Likely versus US dollar, but also I don't necessarily know what BNB is doing either. So if that one's going up, then that would be really, really good for you. A lot of vet shilling and hex shilling. Nice. Always good. always legit. JV says weekly hidden bullish divergence with RSI on AMC. Mimi time. Let's see. AMC, you're talking about this. Let's see. Do we have it? Yeah, we do have some hidden bullish evidence right here. However, it would need to continue today in order for this to be validated in my mind. And when I say continuation today, I mean this thing must close above 45.75 today, or even $45 would do it for me today. Until then, I do what? Pin it. Okay. Oh, you done goofed already, Mr. Jack Jansen. You done goofed. Where? I don't see that you posted. Okay, there we go. Yeah, please don't send any new super chats. We humbly request that. It would be very, very appreciative if you did not, because I always feel really, really bad when I'm not able to like hit all of the ones in the time frame that we have here. So it'd be great if if we just got on the same page with that. Anyways, is there hidden bullish evidence there? Yeah, there is. So two ways I'd look at this as playable. If you close today above 45 bucks, that's going to look really, really good. Or if next week you do trade above this $46 high, that would also look good. Until then, these are the signals that actually are kind of prone to failure, where it gets the hidden bullish evidence and then rejected immediately at the EMA right there. See what the daily looks like. Daily looks like it probably will pull through. This is shaping up to be a higher low right here. So I do think that will be ending up okay. What's up, Moses? Greengrass. Thank you, sir. Cube weekly if you get the chance. Sure. Cube. All right. I'm guessing it's this thingy. So Minium space cubes sounds cool. Actually looks pretty damn good here too. I think it's another one that's trading sideways at best with short-term downside. However, something like this, looking for it to come back down somewhere around about 1390 or so. And I'll be looking for bounces around there. Below there, big problems, but just short-term a little bit of and there's really not a weekly here, man. It's way too new. I don't really have much to make out of the weekly at least, but short-term sideways and down, long-term, as long as you're above, especially that last $12.50 low, good. Aswath Sukamaran says, good day to you, sir. Good day as well. Can you look at Solano versus BUSD? Okay, is that the same thing as Solana? Solano, let me just see if this brings anything up. Yeah, so I'm guessing you're talking about Solana, but you want to look at it versus BNB. Okay, I guess we can do that. Oh, versus BUSD. Oh, no, you're just asking versus USD. We already looked at it earlier. Short-term sideways and down. Somewhere back down around about 215 to 220 is kind of where I'd be looking towards. I'll post a video on that one later for a more nuanced interpretation of it, because, obviously, like, when I just say it like that, that can be really drastically misheard, which is probably not good. Hootie Hennessy is back. Chainlink is teasing my Oracle tonight. Link daily weekly. Sure. Let's check it out. Where's my linky dinkies? Linkers, where you at? There we go. 33.5. Man, this one just spit out its rally. Bad link. Very bad link. Man, this one just cannot seem to get its daily closure above 35 bucks. Holy shit, man. It's so fucking close there. Let's record it. Or let me see how many videos I got. Maybe we don't record this one. Let's see. It is the 12th. We got 1, 2, 3. Oh my God. Way too many videos. Jesus, man. Yes, still want to see it close above 34.85 before I look for this next move up towards 45 bucks or so. Until then, yeah, it looks good. Short term needs to bounce here. Otherwise, I would be looking for it to come all the way back down to 32 bucks actually. Retrace that whole wick. This market's looking a little bit shaky right now, to be honest with you, man. This market's looking a little bit shaky right now. Bitcoin needs a bit of a Bitcoin needs a BART. Bitcoin needs to buy a BART. Oh, Bitcoin, give us a Bartola, sir. We need a Bartola. Well, we need a Bartola if you're long Olo right now. Anyways, yeah, man, I still like to set up there long term, but do not like to see it get rejected that many times for what it's worth. What's up, Loose Senamo? Oh, I see you over there. Okay, KDA. We actually didn't really do KDA. The question was, does this 10x? KDA, I would be looking for a bit of sideways and down here. Anything down to 18.5 bucks is fair game and completely fine long term. I do think that this one is likely going to go for maybe one more drive to new highs. We kind of hit our measure move over there, I guess. Like it's very close to a high here. Like it's very, very close. This is not the time, in my opinion, to be aggressive on something like this. Personally speaking, I do think this thing is going to come down from around this region. Whether it gives one more try up somewhere around 30 bucks or not is the question. I don't have a strong opinion there. My strong opinion is on this one's very likely topping out very, very soon. Full hour showing bearish divergence, but not a death sense. Daily has some bearish divergence, but not confirmed just yet. The second that this thing starts to close below, $22 on a daily, I'm looking for this one to correct down into your upper teens minimum over time. What's up, Mark Beatles? Hey, Krown, been here since 2017. My fucking man, baby. It's your 50th birthday Sunday. Holy shit, man. Well, happy birthday. I guess early happy birthday, but damn, man. That's epic. That's super epic. That's awesome, man. Sweet. Well, happy birthday, man. How does 50 feel? That's my question to you. Noah97 says Trias on daily looking bearish. Let's see. TAS. Okay. Here we go. On Kcoin, and what do we have on the daily? I wouldn't say bearish is the right terminology for this, but yeah, I would be looking for some down here. Full hour, I think is a little more obvious. Probably another move somewhere down around about 19 bucks even. Probably tries for a bounce there. I'm not really bearish on this thing though, as long as you're above about 17 bucks. I think that you can come down in there and test around there, wipe out all of the late longers, but until then, it depends what you define as bearish. I'm not calling a chart like this bearish. I'm just looking for a little bit of sideways and down. Which would be corrective off of a pretty nice move right there. Cool. Let's see. New 510. There he is, Tiara, bro. Oh, I see what you did. Very clever. Very, very clever. Can you look at my S-Coin GME? Okay. I don't think I've ever seen this one ever. GM. Okay. It's real. It is. Oh, it's not good. Sorry, man. 4 hour and daily. 4 hours probably closer to a bounce than not. I think it grinds up 26 cent yet again and then tries for a bit of a bounce. Long term, daily, any bounce that fails to get back above 40 cents is bearish. And probably looking for big moves down towards 21 to 22 cents long term. But I give it a chance to bounce first, man. I think it's closer to, I think lower term timeframes are more bouncy than not. You got some bullish evidence on your 4 hour right here. So I'm inclined to say maybe one more sweep of the lows, then bounce it up, maybe somewhere around, maybe as much as 37 cents, but any failure to get back above 40 cents, and well, kind of have to go with the trend at that point. Is that a palm? Does someone have, Bernie DMD has a little, is that a Pomeranian? It looks like a little Pomeranian. Elsa loves Pomeranians. She actually has 2 of them. So it's very, very cute little dog, man. Exactly when I was going to ask about Sierra, someone else asked, hey man, it's all good. It's all good, brother. Really, like, I do appreciate it. I really appreciate the notion. I never want to sound unappreciative, but it's all good, man. It's all good. Thank you. Thank you though. Thank you. Seriously. Tyron Nadu says, could you please do the IMX token mid to long term? All right. There better be a long term on this thing. It doesn't sound like it has much of a long. There's no long term on this. This thing's been around for a week. Maybe over here on Poloniex. Nope. Also a week. What about on OKX? Also a week. There is no long term on this thing, man. I don't know what you want me to do on this one, man. Unfortunately, I don't think I can do much for you, but for what it's worth, if you're asking about very short term on an hourly, I'm probably looking for another move down to like 614 and probably try for a bounce there. Actually, you have some pretty hefty bearish divergence there, so while there probably is a bounce there, I probably do look for this one to reach a little bit lower after that, like 5.5 or so. But I cannot in good faith give you an opinion on the medium to long term here, because this thing's been around for like a week, man, and I would want to see like, a year or 2 of history before we start talking about that, especially on the long term. But yeah, I mean, it's okay here. It's pretty good, for what it's worth for the short amount of history that we do have. Just short term, a little bit of downside, probably looking for higher lows after that. BW Nasty says short term and medium term timeframes for BNB BTC. Okay, so we're looking at this pair. All right. Okay. And what does short and medium term mean to you? I don't know, man. Probably have some hidden bearish divergence right here, or do we? No, actually. What about a buy hourly? I'm just going to go to the time frame until I see what I want to see. No, maybe an hourly. All right, we're going down to the 5 minute. Kidding, man. I do think that this one does test some downside here, to be fair. I was looking for like an obvious signal. I do think it's going to come back down and test around like 95.29 or so. It's somewhere right around here. It's still bullish as long as it's above there, though. There's nothing really bearish about this thing short term or even medium term as long as you're above this region right here. But I do think you're going to test it down around there again. And assuming that the bounce is good, probably looking for a reclaim of your, I guess, 0.01 Satoshi region. Long term, this is most likely a higher low, I think. Yeah, looking at the daily right here, I'm looking at this as probably a bit of a higher low, and well, as long as, and if you are looking at long term, which I don't think that you are, but as long as you're kind of oscillating within this greater range, this is going to be interpreted as long term very bullish, actually. All right, okay, let me just double check over here. Have I done goofed it up? Have I done goofed it up? No, I think we're okay. I think we're okay. All right, cool. Let me just flip back on over here. Sweet. And what else do we got? Mr. Jadhov says, hello, sir. What's up, man? H-bar 1 in 6 hours. Okay. Actually, really like the 6-hour time frame. It's funny that no one ever brings it up. It's actually really, really good just for what it's worth. If you didn't know. Breaking out right now, man. Good. I'm looking for this one to reach up towards 50 cents. We do have a measured move off of this ascending triangle. There is an invalidation below about 41.5 cents. Until that happens, sideways and up from here. This is very, very good. Very, very good. Hourly. Short term, you know, it can come down to like 44 cents. That's fine. Looking for this one sideways and up. Again, as long as the invalidation's not hit, this one is good. Not bad, man. Not bad at all, actually. What's up, Venom? Can you do DG? Oh my God, DGB? DGB. Wow. Wow, I haven't seen DGB since 2018, man. This thing is just a hot piece of fucking steaming garbage. Wait, no. We need to see the real chart. We need to see the real chart. Where is 2018? I want to see 2018. Oh, come on, DGB. Show me where the fucking 2018 shitcoin chart is. I know you have it. I know you have it here somewhere. You can't hide from me. Yeah. Hey, it's actually not that bad. Hey, what the fuck? This is some bullshit. This thing's a shitcoin. It should be going. I'm not expecting to see this. All right, this is actually pretty good, man. I take back what I said. Can you TA DGB? I can. Yeah, sure. Why not, man? We actually do have a weekly higher low right here, and probably it's going to work its way back up towards 7.27 cent. I wouldn't get too excited about this thing as long as you're below this 7.5 cent region above there. That's where this thing very likely does go for prior all-time highs and very likely new all-time highs over time. Monthly, it's fine. 4-hour, short-term, a little bit of sideways, probably comes down to like 6 cent or so, but still a good short-term. I think that this one's working its way sideways and up from here, essentially. Just want to see it get above about 7.5 cents, and that's going to look really, really good long term. Sean Odisho says, hey mate, can you have a look at Rex? Okay, this is a real stock on Australian exchange. Okay. This Regional Express, gotcha. And you're looking at daily and weekly. Daily's a little bit of a little bit of breakdown there. Same thing with the weekly. I'm looking for this one to trade down, sideways and down from here. I think it's very likely coming back down over time towards about 1.25. But first things first, I'd be looking for a bounce off of like 141.5. If the bounce does, for whatever reason, actually get back above 166.5 high right here, I guess I would be looking for this one to break out towards $2. But I'm a lot more inclined to look at this one as sideways and down with bounces along the way for now. Let's see. Hey, what's up, Nacho Fiat? Can you look at Aave? Yeah, we actually, okay, very short term. Okay, we'll do exactly what you want then. We did look at it earlier, but I think we were looking at higher term timeframes. Hourly down. Yeah, I think it's getting ready for another test of this area right here. Probably bounces around mid 290s or so. That's completely fine though. Again, I'm actually bullish on this one long term as long as you're riding this trend line above 290 on a daily. What the fuck crypto says, where can I get those charting tools? It's on tradingview.com. Tradingview.com, man. It's free actually to use, although I am using a paid subscription for their service. But I mean, if you know, it sounds like maybe you're new to charting and everything, just go with their free service for a while, see if you like it, and then maybe consider it later on. But yeah, it's good. Gets the job done. Winning Choice 87 says multipass equals Fifth Element. My fucking man. Used to be I've seen that movie so many times, man. So many fucking times. It is a classic. Man, Bruce Willis, is that guy still making movies now too? Speak Knees says, just a small seed for you to get some hair gel or something. Love your content, keep rocking. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Very kind of you, man. I appreciate that though. Robert Ford says, if this is BART, should I buy Bitcoin at low then alt? No, that's not how it works, man. Altcoin Bitcoin pairings are a different analysis than Bitcoin itself. If we do see a BART, then you're probably looking at like an altcoin USD pairing is probably what you want to trade, because the altcoin Bitcoin pairing there, I'm going to be mostly bearish on altcoin Bitcoin pairings, except for maybe a select few. Bitcoin dominance to me is putting in a macro higher low right here. I mean, I think if you go to the monthly, it's rather clear. I think it's just going to take a little bit of time, obviously, but for what it's worth, man, I think this thing's popping up to 50% plus. So if this is BART, should I buy Bitcoin at low then alt? I mean, no, you trade the chart that's in front of you, man. So if Bitcoin comes down here and then pops back above, then yeah, I at least for myself, I do like, I do like the trade ideas of about 65 and a half or so. But would I just blindly trade an altcoin Bitcoin pair in there? No, because who's to say that an altcoin is going to outpace Bitcoin? In fact, I think most are not. Just a few are. The ones like Ethereum and stuff like that, they're probably going to do pretty damn well, as they have been. Strong get stronger and the weak get weaker, my friend. But actually, we're at the bottom of the chats right now, so this is a good time to wrap up Bitcoin. Again, I am looking for Bitcoin to test the bottom side of this range yet again here, somewhere around about 63.5, maybe even as high as about 64. We're getting very, very close, but with that in mind, I am looking at this as a strong candidate of a BART in the making, and you will confirm this as a BART. Even with just a trade above yesterday's high at about 65,500 or so. If you're looking for closures, I still think that it's better to err on the side of conservativeness. However, I suppose, above 65,200 is going to look pretty damn bardish anyways. Until then, the focus is on the weekly closure, or not the moon closure, but the weekly closure over here for, of course, CME, which is coming in later today in the next 14 hours and 5 minutes and 44 seconds. Closing like this would not be great. I'd really like to see a close above $66,000. If you see something like that, that's going to be a lot more obviously bullish coming into the end of the month here, looking for new all-time highs. I mean, all higher term time frames on CME are still bullish here. It's just I want to see this one follow through, because you'd expect to see that if this market is going to remain in a good posturing, and that probably does come alongside of a bit of a Bitcoin BART. Now, does that mean Bitcoin has to get down exactly to my levels that I was talking about earlier here? No, I mean, perhaps this is the wick right here. I just want to see it. I want to see price action back above this region, and then I'm looking for moves towards $67,000 very likely. And if that sets it up for a good daily weekly closure for CME, then I'm going to be very bullish coming into next week, probably for moves probably around 70,000 plus if that were to happen. I should also talk about failure below this level, below 63,500 on a 4-hour closure. I do look for a pretty big sell-off after that, actually, all the way back down to about 61 to 61,500, very likely a bounce there. And then I want to come back to things after that, because I would not get blindly bullish after that. I would be looking for a bounce, however, and then I want to see things again fresh. Anyways, I'm going to be signing off now. It's been an absolute pleasure. We've had a really, really fun week this week, and I want to, again, welcome all the new people here. I want to say thank you for all the likes on this video, of which we have new all-time highs on these. I didn't even recognize this until the very fucking end. We have new all-time highs on this video before the video's ended. 1.4 thousand. Unbelievable. Fucking savages, man. Again, I really do appreciate that. I love that it's organic as well, and that's really, really awesome, man. So thank you for joining in. It's a pleasure to be a part of this community here with you. And hey, are we going to see this move on Bitcoin happen maybe as the stream ends? Perhaps yes, but ultimately, it's not necessarily that it needs to get down here. It's that it needs to get back above here. However, things are looking very interesting right now, I will say. And with that in mind, I want to say goodbye to everyone. Goodbye, Mr. African Crypto Warlord. I love you, sir. Mrs. Paula Folly. And who else do we have there? I see Philson. What's up, Philson? And Crypto Yellow Vest. There he fucking is, man. Alrighty, my friends. Enjoy the outro tunes, and we'll be back next week. Take care and be safe.
Christmas dildos moving up and down. They'll call him Crypto Krown. You've got to TA to be free. Learn how to surf in the deep Red Sea. Trendlines, average values, RSI. Lift ocean coins to the sky. From distributor into XRP. Oh, bear Jesus, set us free. Crypto what? Crypto Krown. Drifting Lambos through your town. Hodlers better buckle down, 'cause it's the final crypto what? Crypto Krown. Drifting Lambos through your town. Hodlers better buckle down, 'cause it's the final countdown. Open has the mastermind. Dive into Crypto Cave and let's go for a ride. The whales are coming very soon, soon, very soon. Up to the moon in the